From a tribe to an empire. Rest video is purement para intratnamento wino infringed de recos de alter aniles. Los de recos de la novela y la imagen son del alter original, no reclamamos propiedad. Note gusta esperar y quieres escuchar este fanfic completo ahora. Suscríbete a nuestro Patreon, donde encontrarás los mejores fanfics. Chapter 102. The demonic army begins to be built. Is actually mutated and awakened directly to around 10 soldier. After seeing Brian's new attribute panel, Qin Yan's face was full of shock. After mutating and awakening to the Abyss Hellfire. Brian's health and various attribute values have skyrocketed countless times. All the skills he mastered have also become extremely powerful Abyss exclusive skills. Especially the Demon Assault skill. Directly shuttle through space to the back of the enemy, who can defend against this. And Brian's next attack will definitely cause heavy damage to the enemy's weak position. Such damage can only be described as terrifying. In short. Before and after drinking the Demon Blood Potion. The changes that have taken place in Brian can be described as earth-shaking. Supreme Lord. At this time, after completing the Blood Awakening, Brian immediately knelt on one knee and said from the bottom of his heart, "Thank you for your cultivation, Brian will definitely kill all enemies view!" Okay. Nodding, Qin Yan showed a satisfied smile on his face. Get up. Brian, you distribute these potions. Then, Qin Yan took out all the demon blood potions from the Lord's space and handed them to Brian. Let all the soldiers drink them and start awakening and mutation. Yes, Lord. After taking the demon blood potion, Brian immediately began to distribute it. Then, a shocking scene appeared. Buzz. 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 After the soldiers drank the demon blood potion, the demon blood immediately began to awaken, and the demon's unique secret pattern quickly appeared on the skin of the body, and all aspects were transformed by the energy at the Abyss. In addition to the changes in appearance. The breath of the wolf cavalry also began to surge rapidly. In a flash. It surpassed the home demons that Qin Yan and others encountered when they first entered the Hellfire Peninsula. And this is not the peak of the wolf cavalry. The demon blood in their bodies is still awakening. Until the end, the pleasant system sounds came one after another. Ding dong. Congratulations to player Qin Yan, your soldiers have successfully awakened and mutated into the 8th level soldiers after drinking the demon blood potion, Abyss Demon. The pleasant system sounds rang out one after another. This made Qin Yan very satisfied. Brian was named by Qin Yan and his identity was the captain of the soldiers. It was normal for him to be stronger. But after the ordinary soldiers awakened and mutated, they all became 8th level soldiers. This is a very cool thing. There are tens of thousands of 8th level demon legions. The leader of the legion is even a 10th level Abyss Hellfire. What the hell? Isn't it directly invincible? Master. At this moment, Trisna suddenly came to Qin Yan. These potions you made seem to have an effect on the elf warriors. Oh? Really? Qin Yan turned around and looked. Sure enough, as the wolf riders awakened their demon blood one by one, the elf warriors standing beside them all began to breathe rapidly. Although they did not really drink the demon blood potion. But under the wrapping of the abyss energy, their skin began to faintly show demonic features. Just a guide, and they can awaken at any time. Trisna. Seeing this scene, Qin Yan took out the demon blood potion from the Lord's space without any hesitation, and handed it to Trisna. Distribute these potions. Yes, Master. Soon, the mutation began. Like the wolf riders, the elf warriors immediately changed their bodies to demons after drinking the demon blood. And it is worth mentioning. After the awakening of the demon blood, it did not affect the appearance and figure of the elf warriors at all. On the contrary, it made them more mysterious. And Qin Yan is the master of the elf maid group. This is naturally a gratifying thing. Then, the pleasant system sound came one after another. Ding dong. Congratulations to player Qin Yan, your forest elves have successfully awakened and mutated into the 8th level soldiers after drinking the demon blood potion, Abyss Hunter. Like the wolf riders, they also mutated into the 8th level soldiers. And they are Abyss Hunters. It fits the characteristics of the elf warriors very well. Okay. This scene made Qin Yan more satisfied. Now we have the Abyss Demon Warriors for close combat, and the Abyss Hunters for long-range attacks are also fully equipped. The overall combat effectiveness of the demon army is simply unimaginable. This sentence is not exaggerated at all. A legion with all grades up to level 8. No matter where they are placed on the continent of the Empire era, they are definitely a dominant existence. But it seems that something is missing. However, at this time, Qin Yan touched his chin and muttered. That's right. Missing mounts. You know, Brian and his team were originally the wolf cavalry corps. Now, after Brian and his team drank the devil's blood, they awakened and mutated into the Abyss Hellfire, awakened into the Abyss Demon, and Abyss Hunter. But the Qin Yan wolf clan beside them is still the same as before. It is no wonder that Qin Yan feels a little out of place. Lanya. Thinking of this, Qin Yan immediately called Lanya to his side, and then asked, "Will you awaken and mutate after drinking the devil's blood?" Of course, my master. Lanya has already seemed impatient. Is it so stable? Qin Yan couldn't help but smile slightly when he heard this, and then took out a bottle of demon's blood and poured it into Lanya's mouth. Gurgle. As the demon blood flowed down. The breath emitted by Lanya also increased rapidly. Roar. After drinking all the demon blood, Lanya suddenly looked up to the sky and let out a long roar. Then, the terrifying changes began. I saw that Lanya's body, which was originally 10 meters long, became even larger. 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters. Until 30 meters, Lanya's body gradually stopped. At the same time, as the body size increased, 2 huge lumps of meat suddenly appeared on the left and right sides of Lanya's head. Seeing this scene, Qin Yan was suddenly a little excited. Is it the three-headed dog of hell? Qin Yan had heard of the three-headed dog of hell. It was a demon in ancient Greek mythology. Its duty was to guard the gate of hell. It had an extremely hideous appearance and its own attributes were also extremely powerful. In the Empire era, the three-headed dog of hell is a very fierce assault unit in the hell camp. They have 3 heads and can attack all adjacent enemies in front at the same time. This unique attack method makes their damage output on the battlefield extremely explosive. And now the direction of Lanya's awakening and mutation seems to be heading towards the three-headed dog of hell. How can Qin Yan not be looking forward to this? Chapter 103. The Three-Headed Dog of Hell, Unlocking Demonic Technology. Roar. Just at this moment, Lanya, who was awakening and mutating, roared again. Afterwards, the 2 lumps of flesh that grew on the left and right sides of Lanya's head began to gradually condense and form, and finally gradually transformed into 2 hideous heads that were almost the same. Roar. Then, the 3 heads roared at the same time. The roar was earth-shaking and made people look sideways. Ding dong. Congratulations to player Qin Yan, your Mount Lanya has successfully awakened and mutated into a 10th level soldier, hellhound after drinking the devil's blood potion! It's really a hellhound. Hearing the system prompt sound coming from his ear and feeling the terrifying momentum emanating from Lanya's body, Qin Yan couldn't help but smile with satisfaction. And at this time, Lanya had completely completed the blood awakening. Master. Then they came to Qin Yan, and all 3 ferocious heads lowered. Thank you, Master, for giving Lanya the opportunity to mutate his bloodline! It's okay. With a smile, Qin Yan stepped forward and rubbed the 3 heads separately, and the latter also rubbed over at the same time. I'm very satisfied that you can awaken and mutate into a 3-headed hellhound. The huge and ferocious 3-headed hellhound showed such a lazy look in front of a small human. If this scene was seen by other people, I'm afraid they would even pop their eyes out. Of course, as the only master of Lanya, Qin Yan did not feel any discomfort at all. After calmly rubbing Lanya's heads, then, Qin Yan clicked on Lanya's attributes. Then he carefully checked it. Lanya identity. Hellhound. Race. Demon. Rank. 10th level leader. Level. LV20 health. 180,000 magic value. 50,000 attack power, 600-800 defense power, 500 attributes, strength 400, constitution 320, agility 500, intelligence 350, talent, demon skin, can reduce a large amount of damage. Racial ability, 3-headed attack, tearing and seriously injured, Eye of Toshi. 3-headed attack. Lanya's 3 heads can attack all adjacent enemies in the front and side at the same time. Tearing and seriously injured. If multiple heads hit the same enemy at the same time, the enemy will be torn apart, causing it to fall into a seriously injured state and reduce the effect of the treatment received. Eye of Toshi. All enemies around Lanya will be marked, and attacking the marked unit will cause additional damage, initially 150%, which can increase to a maximum of 500% as the battle lasts. Owner. Qin Yan. Loyalty. 100 honor thumbs. Lifelong follow. Description. Lanya is the hellhound of player Qin Yan. It has amazing killing power and can tear apart all enemies in front of it. Of course, it is absolutely loyal to player Qin Yan. It is worthy at being a hellhound. After checking Lanya's attributes, Qin Yan couldn't help but sigh in his heart. In terms of attributes, Lana is even stronger than Brian. In the 3 racial abilities it possesses. It makes its killing power on the battlefield terrifying. Imagine a giant vicious dog with 3 hideous heads, biting the same target crazily. It is simply terrifying. Roar. Sensing Qin Yan's satisfied look, Lana roared again. And the next moment, all the Qin Yan wolves at the scene roared to the sky. Oh! First, they were still howling wolves. But little by little, they all turned into the roar of the devil. Right. Seeing this scene, Qin Yan immediately reacted. Didn't Lana say before that the individual members of their Qin Yan wolf clan are the whole? And now as the leader, Lana has drunk the blood of the devil and then awakened and mutated into the 3-headed dog of hell. Doesn't that mean the wolves under him will also awaken and mutate? It was at the moment when Qin Yan guessed it. Layers of thick blood mist rushed out from the bodies of the wolves, and then under the cover of the blood mist, the bodies of the wolves began to show clear cracks, and what flowed out of the cracks was not blood, but boiling hot magma. Ding dong. Congratulations to player Qin Yan, your Qin Yan wolf clan has successfully awakened and mutated into the 8th level soldier, Hellhound ! It's worthy of the Qin Yan wolf clan. The pleasant system sound that sounded in his ears made Qin Yan sigh in his heart. It has to be said that the Qin Yan wolf clan is extremely powerful. They are the whole as a whole. The leader has changed, and the entire clan has been transformed. Not only does it save a lot of demon blood. The overall strength is also made a qualitative leap. This is simply a very cool thing. And it's just right. It's just right to let the Abyss Demons continue to ride the Hellhound. In this way, the powerful lethality of the Abyss Demons, coupled with the powerful mobility of the Hellhound, and in battle, the Hellhound can also provide assistance in attacking. This will allow the overall strength of the demon army to be improved again! Thereby firmly suppressing all enemies encountered! Roar. At this moment, everyone on the scene, no, it should be all the demons under Qin Yan's command, roared at the same time. Even if tens of thousands of people roared at the same time, the momentum was incomparably amazing. What's more, everyone has awakened and mutated into demons. The momentum they exude at this moment is even more comparable to destroying the world. Okay, let's continue mining the Abyss Magic Crystal. Seeing this scene, Qin Yan's emotions gradually calmed down after a long time, and then he slowly opened his mouth and ordered, "Try to let all partners awaken the demon bloodline out in the shortest time." "Yes, Lord." "Oh, right." And at this time, Qin Yan suddenly remembered. When I killed Hellroar before, it seems that a construction drawing of the magic crystal arrow tower was also exploded. The idea came. The next moment, a construction drawing with a lavender glow appeared in Qin Yan's hand. It was the construction drawing of the magic crystal arrow tower. The fragment of the Abyss magic crystal had not been obtained before. So after Qin Yan threw the construction drawing of the magic crystal arrow tower into the Lord's space, he didn't continue to care about it. But now, as long as he wants, he can build it immediately at any time. Of course, Qin Yan will definitely not build it here. If he wants to build it, it will also be built on the Hellfire Peninsula. Or build it after returning to Valina. In that case, the powerful lethality of the magic crystal arrow tower can be fully demonstrated. But at this moment, suddenly, the pleasant reminder sound rang in Qin Yan's ears again. Ding dong. Congratulations, player. It is detected that you are the first player in Age of Empires to enter the underground abyss. Congratulations, you have unlocked all the demon technology. What? Unlocked the demon technology. Chapter 104. Building K. Hell Fortress. Ding dong. Congratulations to player Qin Yan, you have successfully unlocked all the demon technology. A pleasant system sound rang out. Qin Yan was slightly stunned at first, and then he couldn't help but breathe quickly. Although he had produced a large amount of demon blood and transformed his soldiers into a powerful demon army, this could not be said to be the real mastery of the core power of the demon race. Unlockable technology is different. Unlocking technology means obtaining all architectural drawings. Just like Qin Yan conquered the forest elves before. Directly master the core power of their race in his own hands. And now, after Qin Yan conquered the underground abyss. What he will get is the technology of the demon race. What is this concept? You must know that demons are the top existence of the 14th level troops on the continent of the Empire era, along with dragons. Qin Yan now has mastered the technology of the demon race. Isn't he that directly invincible? How can Qin Yan not be excited about this? And at this moment, pleasant system sounds also came one after another. Ding dong. Congratulations to the player for obtaining a complete rare building blueprint, Lava Vortex 1! Ding dong. Congratulations to the player for obtaining a complete rare building blueprint, Demon's Nest 1! Ding dong. Congratulations to the player for obtaining a complete rare building blueprint, Sulfur Smelting Room 1. Accompanied by pleasant system sounds, one after another. One by one, the building blueprints fell into Qin Yan's hands. The blueprints all shone with a mysterious black and red luster. If you get close, you can even faintly hear the roar from hell. Just from the momentum. It is enough to show how powerful the demon technology is. Clay, Trisna. Put all the building blueprints into the Lord space, and then Qin Yan walked towards the gate of the abyss. And Brian and Schultz, you guys follow me, we will return to the Hellfire Peninsula. Yes, Master. But. The light flashed continuously. Qin Yan and others returned to the Hellfire Peninsula. Master. Then, Trisna seemed to understand something and asked Qin Yan, are you going to turn the Hellfire Peninsula into a Hell Fortress? As expected of Trisna. Nodding, Qin Yan smiled and said, yes, the Gate of the Abyss needs someone to guard it, so I decided to turn the Hellfire Peninsula into a fortress, and then let Brian lead the demon army to station here. After that, Qin Yan took out the architectural drawings of the demon clan. He was going to start building the Hell Fortress. Lava Vortex level. Platinum. Basic function. Energy provision. Magma will erupt at regular intervals to generate purgatory energy. Basic function. Energy amplification. The generated purgatory energy can provide attribute amplification for the demons. Basic function. Sulfur provision. The ejected magma is rich in a large amount of hell sulfur. Extra function. Shorten the cycle. Speed up the magma eruption and quickly provide you with a large amount of purgatory energy. Extra function triggered by the god level talent of the chosen sun. Construction materials. Gold coins 5000, Abyss magic crystal fragment 300. Description. Lava eruption will continuously generate purgatory energy, provide attribute bonuses for your demon troops, and provide you with precious sulfur resources, which are basic building facilities for the demons. Note. Humans need food to survive, but as long as they have endless purgatory energy, the demons will never die. Combat power plus 3500 sulfur smelting room level. Platinum. Basic function. Sulfur smelting. Collect sulfur produced by lava eruption and smelt it into forging materials. Basic function. Purgatory weapons. Consume hell sulfur to create heavy weapons such as purgatory heavy sword. Basic function. Purgatory armor. Consume hell sulfur to create hard armor such as purgatory armor. Extra function. Energy stability. Hell sulfur will not damage the original material properties, but cover its surface. Extra function triggered by the god level talent of the chosen sun. Construction materials. Gold coins 5000, Abyss magic crystal fragments 500. Description. A place to make equipment for demons, which requires the consumption of hell sulfur materials and is a basic building facility of the demon clan. Note. Purgatory equipment can enhance the combat effectiveness of demons and retain the original material properties, such as mithril and enchantment technology. Combat power plus 5000 demon altar level. Platinum. Basic function. Body remodeling. When there is sufficient infernal energy, the demons will be resurrected in the altar after death. Basic function. Speed. Up. Speed. Up the demon resurrection speed. Then the demons living on the Hellfire Peninsula will almost have no possibility of extinction. Without any hesitation, Qin Yan immediately gave the order. Note. Even if the body is shattered, the demons can be resurrected again in hell. This is the power of the demon clan. Description. As long as there is sufficient infernal energy, the demon corpse can be resurrected here continuously. It is a basic and very important building for the demon clan. Yes, Lord. These buildings can only be regarded as the most basic building facilities of the demon clan at best. What Qin Yan mastered was the powerful technology of the demons. The pleasant system sounds also rang in my ears one after another. Not long after. Demon Hive description. The Demon Worm Nest can provide you with a large number of abyss demon worms, and its self-destruction power will make the enemy miserable. It is an indispensable building for a solid fortress. One after another, the iconic buildings of the demons rose from the ground on the Hellfire Peninsula. But their effects are all extremely powerful. Additional function. Self-destruction lock. The corpse of the abyss demon worm will lock the target and self-destruct. Additional function triggered by the god level talent of the chosen sun. Basic function. Self-destruction enhancement. After the death of the abyss demon worm, the power of the corpse's self-destruction is enhanced. You only need to have sufficient purgatory energy. Basic function. Produce demon worms. As long as you consume infernal energy, the hive can continuously produce abyss demon worms. Basic function. Energy reduction. Reduce the infernal energy required for resurrection. Level. Platinum level. And now. Build now. Construction materials. Gold coins 5000, Abyss magic crystal fragments 500. Additional function. Resurrection enhancement. After the demon is resurrected, it will not enter a short-term weak state, but will gain a short-term attribute enhancement. Additional function triggered by the god-level talent of the chosen son, it's worthy at the demon technology. Combat power plus 6000, note. The power of the Abyss Demon 1 group self-destruction is simply unimaginable. Combat power plus 3500, after checking the properties of the building drawings in his hand, Qin Yan couldn't help but sigh in his heart. Construction materials. Gold coins 5000, Abyss magic crystal fragment 1000. After the works fell. Basic function. Attribute enhancement. Abyss demon worms have more powerful attribute when they are born. And then. Chapter 105. Territory level, continuously improving. Along with the demon clan's iconic buildings rising from the ground. The pleasant system prompt sound also came to Qin Yan's ears one after another. Ding dong. Lava vortex has been successfully built! Ding dong. Demon altar has been successfully built! Ding dong. Sulfur smelting room has been successfully built. The buildings were built one after another. Suddenly, the previously silent Hellfire Peninsula surged again. Boom. 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 The hot magma spurted out from the underground cracks. Suddenly, the rich purgatory energy filled every corner of the air. And in the magma, there is also hot hell sulfur. The sulfur splashed out and then condensed to form a sulfur mountain. This pungent smell made the demon army more excited. And sulfur can also create purgatory equipment exclusive to demons. Such an environment is simply unique for demons. Boom. And Qin Yan also noticed. The depths of the magma suddenly surged. Then, what condensed and formed turned out to be a group of demon altars. No wonder the saying goes that there are endless demons in hell. Seeing this scene, Qin Yan suddenly realized. It turns out that the altar that resurrects the demons is hidden deep in the magma. The demon altar was built deep in the magma. Not only can it absorb the energy of purgatory very quickly. But it can also prevent the enemy from destroying the altar first. This made Qin Yan, the Lord of the Abyss, feel very happy. At this time, the pleasant system sound came again. Ding dong. Demon insect nest has been successfully built. Similarly. The demon insect nest was also built in the magma. Squeak. After the construction was completed, huge abyss demon insects quickly emerged from the magma. Their hideous and terrifying giant claws, as well as the hellfire contained in their bodies, will let the enemy know what nightmares are. As the guardians of the gate of the abyss demon insects are simply the best choice. Boom. 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 The earth trembled, and demon buildings rose from the ground. Not long after. A solid hell fortress gradually took shape. And it is worth mentioning. At first, Qin Yan only conquered the Hellfire Peninsula. He did not build his own buildings on it. So the Hellfire Peninsula cannot be included in the area of Valhalla. But now. With Qin Yan's continuous construction of buildings. In the Lord interface. The overall area of Valhalla suddenly increased rapidly. At the same time. With dense abyss demon insects rushing out of the demon insect nest. The population of Valhalla. It also began to soar at a speed visible to the naked eye. Originally, when Qin Yan first entered the Abyss Swamp, the various standards for upgrading the territory level were only slightly different and could be upgraded again. And now. With the establishment of the Hell Fortress. The pleasant system prompt sound rang in Qin Yan's ears. Ding dong. It is detected that the player has met the conditions for territory upgrade. Do you want to upgrade the territory level immediately? When the voice came, Qin Yan was not surprised at all. With almost no hesitation, he immediately opened the territory upgrade interface and checked it carefully. Territory upgrade. Territory name. Valhalla. Current level. Small village. Next level. Medium village. Territory area. 0.39300 square kilometers, already met. Territory resources, already met. Territory buildings, already met. Territory population, 36475620000. Already met. It really exceeds the upgrade standard by far. After checking the territory upgrade interface, Qin Yan was very calm, as if he had expected it. Indeed. Before the attack on the Gate of the Abyss. All the territories related to the underground abyss, as well as creatures and so on, could not be regarded as Qin Yan's property. But now. Everything related to the Gate of the Abyss is controlled by Qin Yan. Immediately upgrade the level. So, almost without any hesitation, Qin Yan nodded immediately. Rumble. As the voice fell. The earth trembled, and the sky and the earth lost their color. Then, the invisible mysterious force swept through. Boom. 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 Wherever it passed, the demon buildings that Qin Yan had just built collapsed. But as the invisible force enveloped the entire Hellfire Peninsula. The broken building fragments on the ground suddenly began to condense again. After the recondensation, not only did the scale of the building become larger, but it also triggered more new functions. In short, all buildings have been upgraded in all aspects. Then, the pleasant system sound rang in my ears. Ding dong. Congratulations, player, your territory has been upgraded to a medium-sized village. The voice came, but Qin Yan did not show too much excitement. Instead, he clicked on the territory upgrade interface again. Territory upgrade. Territory name: Valina. Current level: medium-sized village. Next level: large village. Territory area: 0.39600 square kilometers. Already satisfied. Territory resources: satisfied. Territory buildings: satisfied. Territory population: 37475640000. Soon to be satisfied. Continue to build the demon nest. After checking the territory situation, Qin Yan immediately gave the order. Suddenly, a sharp system sound came. A pleasant system prompt sounded in Qin Yan's ears. The area is 6,000 square kilometers and the population is 400,000. In just half a minute, the numbers continued to rise. As soon as the voice fell. However, Qin Yan was not satisfied with this. System, help me upgrade to an intermediate lord. After the reshaping, all of them were upgraded again as a whole. Do you want to continue upgrading? The mysterious system power swept over, and the building shattered. At this time, as the demon nest was continuously built, this is the powerful effect of the territory level upgrade. The sound came, and the building quickly recondensed. Ding dong. Congratulations to the player, your territory has been upgraded to a large village! Ding dong. After upgrading to an intermediate lord, the player can master higher-end technology, but building buildings will consume more resources. Rumble. Squeak. Qin Yan has long remembered these two most basic data. The voice sounded, and Qin Yan nodded immediately. Suddenly, the entire Hellfire Peninsula trembled again. All functions have doubled on the original basis. Suddenly, dense abyss demon insects rushed out. Upgrade immediately! Do you want to upgrade the territory level immediately? 38175 The voice fell. So after reading the territory upgrade interface just now, he was not too surprised, but directly prepared for the large village. The level of the building will break through the original upper limit. Then, a pleasant system sound came. 39485 He knew the various upgrade requirements for large villages. 38947 The total population of Valina also skyrocketed instantly. Ding dong. It is detected that the player has met the conditions for territory upgrade. But this is not enough. Not long after. C.S. escuchando esta novela en un canal distinto a mundo fanfic novelas, significat lo descarga and y subieron sin esfuerzos invitamos cordialmente a visitar nuestro canal. Mundo fanfic novelas all encontrás la versión original de esta historia y podrás explorar muchas otras novelas de diversos narradores. Esperamos para sumergirte en un mundo de novelas increíbles. Chapter 106 Intermediate Lord, Unlocking High-End Technology. In the Empire era, players as lords are also divided into different levels. Primary Lord, Intermediate Lord, Senior Lord. The three levels correspond to different requirements. And Qin Yan now meets the upgrade requirements of the Intermediate Lord. Lord level: current level. Primary Lord. Next level. Intermediate Lord. Arms rank: 14th level / 6th level, already satisfied. Number of troops: 17485250000, already satisfied. Building quality: satisfied. Number of buildings: satisfied. Number of strongholds: 3-1, already satisfied. Territory level: large village or large village, already satisfied. Current status: upgradable. Just when Qin Yan finished looking at his own lord level, a pleasant system sound came. Ding dong. It is detected that the player has the qualifications to be promoted to an intermediate lord. Do you want to upgrade the level immediately? Upgrade. The voice came, and Qin Yan nodded immediately without any hesitation. As the player's lord level increases, higher level technologies can be unlocked. For example, the demon building Qin Yan just built. Lava Vortex, Demon Altar and Sulphur Smelting Room are all the most basic building facilities of the demon race. Their functions. They can only allow the demons on the Hellfire Peninsula to meet their daily needs, just like the food, clothing, housing and transportation of the human race. But Qin Yan is not satisfied with this. His plan is to build the Hellfire Peninsula into a solid hell fortress. This will not only protect the Gate of the Abyss, but also become an important strategic stronghold under my command when I go toward the enemy in the future. That's right. After rebirth and landing on the Empire continent, he successively conquered the Forest Elves and the 14th level Black Dragon, and built a powerful demon army. Qin Yan's mentality has changed now. He not only needs to build Valinor into an indestructible and invincible empire in the shortest time. At the same time, he also needs to lay that groundwork in advance. Lay that groundwork in advance for ruling the entire Empire continent in the future. The Gate of the Abyss is hidden in the Hellfire Peninsula. It is a wise decision to build it into a strategic fortress in advance. And if you want to build the Hellfire Peninsula into a strategic stronghold, it is obviously not enough to rely solely on these basic building facilities of the demons. So at the moment when Valinor was upgraded to a large village, Qin Yan immediately decided to upgrade his lord level to an intermediate lord, so as to unlock more advanced demon technology. At this time, the pleasant system sound also rang in his ears. Ding dong. Congratulations to the player, you have successfully upgraded to an intermediate lord! Ding dong. Congratulations to the player, you have successfully unlocked the high-end technology of the demons. The voice came, and suddenly, several more architectural drawings fell into Qin Yan's palm. But its flashing light was deeper. Then the attributes of the new architectural drawings were automatically displayed in front of Qin Yan. Abyss Magic Well level. Legendary. Basic function. Energy supply. The magic well connects to the underground abyss and can continuously provide abyss energy. Basic function. Energy amplification. The generated abyssal energy can provide powerful attribute amplification for demons. Basic function. Energy binding. Abyssal energy will randomly bind the nearest enemy in place. Basic function. Energy field. The abyssal energy emitted by the abyssal magic well will connect to form an abyssal field, providing demons in the field with good attribute enhancement. Additional function. Field barrier. The abyssal field can completely resist the attack of the 6th level soldiers. Additional function triggered by the god level talent of the chosen sun. Building materials. Gold coins 10,000, abyss magic crystal 100. Description. The magic well connected to the underground abyss can provide demons with a good combat power increase and can help resist a large number of attacks. It is worthy at being the high-end technology of the demon race. After checking the building properties, Qin Yan couldn't help but sigh in his heart. These abyss magic wells built at the moment directly provide all-round increase for the demons. And they can also condense to form a field barrier to directly resist the attack of the 6th level soldiers. It is simply powerful. Build the abyss magic well immediately. Qin Yan ordered immediately without any hesitation. Yes, Lord. Soon, pleasant system sounds came one after another. Ding dong. Congratulations to the player, the abyss magic well has been successfully built! Ding dong. Congratulations to the player, the abyss magic well has been successfully built! Ding dong. Congratulations to the player, the abyss magic well has been successfully built. Pleasant system sounds came one after another. One after another, magic wells connected to the underground abyss appeared in front of us. Then rumble. As the abyss domain gradually condensed and formed. A series of purple lights rushed out from the ground. Boom. The abyss barrier can completely resist the attack of the 6th level soldiers. The lavender abyss energy surged out from the bottom of the magic well. Roar. At this moment, their attributes were once again horribly improved. Ding dong. Do you want to build magma trap immediately? The abyss energy in the air suddenly became more and more dense. It was the blessing of the abyss barrier. This beam of light covered everything. All the abyss demons on the Hellfire Peninsula all looked up to the sky and roared earth-shakingly. At the same time. At this time. Then, the ground under their feet trembled slightly. Then when they reached the dome of the sky, they suddenly spread out in all directions. The purpose of Qin Yan's promotion to a mid-level lord is to build the Hellfire Peninsula into an indestructible strategic stronghold, and these buildings are the biggest help to help Qin Yan complete his plan. Build now. After sensing the rich abyss energy in the air, the several newly obtained architectural drawings in Qin Yan's palm also automatically flew up. A deafening roar resounded throughout the Hellfire Peninsula. Boom. Seeing this scene, Qin Yan's eyes suddenly flashed with uncontrollable joy. In this way, the defense of the Hell Fortress is simply several times stronger! Ding dong. Do you want to build Magic Crystal Arrow Tower immediately? Boom. The surface of the buildings on the peninsula was immediately covered with a layer of purple magic shield. Under the blessing of the abyss energy that seemed to be real. Buzz! Ding dong. Do you want to build Howling Abyss immediately? Out the wind and clouds changed color, pure abyss energy spread across the sky. Then, pleasant system sounds came one after another. Is there any need to ask this? Then a dazzling purple light rushed out from the ground. Ding dong. Do you want to build Dark Temple immediately? Then a lavender wall of light was formed, covering the entire Hellfire Peninsula. The overall combat power was at least tripled. Chapter 107. Dark Temple, Demonic Faith. Boom. 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 As soon as the work fell, tall and majestic buildings suddenly rose up in front of Qin Yan. Howling Abyss level. Legendary. Basic function. Demon fighting. Demons can fight in the Howling Abyss, and the winner can gain experience value. Basic function. Experience enhancement. The winner will gain more experience points. Basic function. Grade enhancement. The winner has a chance to advance. Additional function. Life and death fighting. Let the demons fight to the death, and the survivors can directly mutate into powerful abyss beasts. Additional function triggered by the god-level talent of the chosen sun. Construction materials. Gold coins 20,000, abyss magic crystals 100. Description. The Howling Abyss can allow demons to improve their combat experience, and even allow them to fight to the death in it, thus mutating into terrifying abyss beasts. Note. Let the demons fight, only blood can satisfy their inner hatred. Combat power plus 6,000, lava trap level. Legendary. Basic function. Trap setting. Set a trap that can eject lava. Basic function. Concealment enhancement. The trap is integrated with the hell environment, and the enemy has almost no possibility of detection. Basic function. Hell flame. The ejected lava contains hell flames, which can cause additional fire damage to the enemy. Extra function. Chain blast. When a lava trap is detonated, other lava traps in the surrounding area will also be directly detonated, causing terrifying explosion damage to the enemy at the same time. Extra function triggered by the god-level talent of the chosen sun. Construction materials. Gold coins 3,000, hell sulfur 50, abyss magic crystal 50. Description. The lava trap exclusive to the demons can cause a large amount of fire explosion damage to the enemy, making it difficult for the enemy to walk in hell. Note. A lava trap that is almost impossible to avoid in the hell environment. Combat power plus 6,000, Dark Temple level. Legendary. Basic function. Dark Assault. In a dark environment, demons can get a 300% movement speed bonus. Basic function. Shadow magic power. Demons will release dark magic when attacking the target, which will weaken the target's attributes. Basic function. Dark magic pattern. It will cover the surface of the demon's body to help it resist the large amount of damage it will soon suffer. Additional function. Demon Faith. Provide up to 500% all attribute bonus for the Abyss Lord. Additional function triggered by the god-level talent of the chosen sun. Construction materials. Gold coins 50,000, hell sulfur 2,000, abyss magic crystals 500. Description. A building exclusive to the Abyss Lord, which can provide a powerful combat power bonus to the demons under his command, but only one can exist at the same time. Note. It is an exclusive building for the Abyss Lord, and its existence is the supreme glory of the demons. Combat power plus 10,000, the above is the demon side technology unlocked by Qin Yan. To be honest, compared with the demon basic buildings Qin Yan had obtained before, the functions of these new buildings are definitely several times more powerful. Whether it is the Abyss Field, the Magma Trap, or the Abyss Beast, they are all very important things. Especially the last Dark Temple, which not only provides various powerful amplifications for the demons, but also makes Qin Yan's all attributes get a 5-fold bonus. Qin Yan's current attributes are not even worse than Clay and the others. In short, the construction of these buildings. The overall combat power of Qin Yan's demon army has at least tripled. Now, there is almost no possibility of the Hell Fortress being breached. After closing the building attribute panel, Qin Yan breathed a sigh of relief. He is still in the early development stage. The role of this Hell Fortress cannot be fully demonstrated. But wait until the future. When the Empire Era continent merges with the real world, and then a new era comes. That would be the best. Qin Yan, who controls the Hell Fortress, will completely become the supreme overlord of the new era. A flash of golden light. Clay and Shrizna, a very sensible. Then ding dong. Do you want to build the magic crystal arrow tower immediately? Thinking of this, Qin Yan immediately twisted the Pluto ring. Anyway, Qin Yan was looking forward to it. Brian. But at this time, another system sound came. Yell. Qin Yan had returned to the Lord's castle at Valana. No one can disobey. When the voice came, Qin Yan was stunned for a moment, and then he couldn't help showing joy. The entire underground abyss is under my control, and the abyss magic crystal fragments in it are completely inexhaustible, so I can build magic crystal arrow towers without restrictions. Build now. Thinking of this, Qin Yan immediately ordered. Boom. The voice fell. The earth trembled suddenly, and earth-shaking roars came one after another. Then, towering and majestic magic crystal arrow towers rose from the ground. 10. The main part of the arrow tower appeared like purple, as if a layer of abyss magic crystal fragments covered it, but the most eye-catching still has to be the dazzling abyss magic crystal on the launch pad. The abyss energy emitted by the magic crystal is extremely rich. I believe that when the crossbow arrows are fired at the enemy in the future, the lethality can only be described by the word horrible. Okay. Qin Yan. This is finally perfect. Congratulations, Master. Qin Yan looked at Clay, Trisna and Short Hair. They were also very sensible and immediately stepped forward and got into Qin Yan's arms. Ding dong. It is detected that the player has successfully upgraded to an intermediate lord. With a puff, Brian knelt on one knee, looking extremely excited. Brian will never let you down! Yes, Lord. Which man would not want to see the fortress he built become world famous? Such compliments touched Qin Yan's heart completely. A pleasant system sound rang in his ears. Very good. Just at this time. Nodding with satisfaction, Qin Yan said, "Get up quickly." At the same time, a gentle call came from the bottom of the hall. Qin Yan opened his eyes and saw a bright scene. Then, Qin Yan called Brian to him. "When I'm away, you'll guard this hell fortress for me." I almost forgot about the arrow tower. I have to say. Abu. Clay and Trisna were all delighted. I believe that one day this hell fortress you built will surely become the only indestructible existence on the continent. Congratulations on successfully unlocking the high-end technology of the Forest Elves. I am now an intermediate lord. I can not only unlock the high-end technology of the demons, but also the high-end technology of the Forest Elves. So I can turn the quiet forest into an indestructible forest fortress next. Welcome, Lord. Chapter 108. The deadline is shortened, the devil is coming. Ding dong. Congratulations. You have successfully unlocked the high-end technology of the Forest Elves! You have obtained the architectural blueprint, Ancient Guardian ! You have obtained the architectural blueprint, Ancient Tree of Wind! You have obtained the architectural blueprint, Chimera Perch! You have obtained the architectural blueprint, Natural Altar. The system sounds coming from his ears made Qin Yan look happy. After the high-end technology of the Forest Elves is successfully unlocked, I can also turn the Quiet Forest into a forest fortress like the Hellfire Peninsula. The Quiet Forest is located in the center of the entire Empire Age continent, and its geographical location is very advantageous. After turning it into a forest fortress, Qin Yan can use it as the center to conquer all the surrounding areas on the map. If there are other players next. When logging into Age of Empires, choose the Quiet Forest and the surrounding areas as the birth point. Then their life and death will be completely controlled by Qin Yan. Master, I can feel the natural energy deep in the forest, which is at least several times more concentrated than before. 29. At this time, Trisna also came to Qin Yan. With such a strong natural energy as a foundation, the elves will show a stronger fighting power in the forest. Trisna, you're right. Nodding with a smile, Qin Yan then came to the outside of the Lord's castle. But believe me, this is far from the peak of the forest elves. The voice fell. Several architectural drawings were stacked in Qin Yan's hands. These architectural drawings all flashed with light green light. A refreshing breath penetrated into the nose, making people feel extremely comfortable. But besides being comfortable, it also makes people feel very clearly the terrifying power contained in the architectural drawings. This shows the power of the high-end technology of the Forest Elves. Okay. Qin Yan slightly turned the Pluto ring. Start building a forest fortress. But. As soon as the voice fell, Qin Yan and others disappeared from the spot. When they reappeared, they had already arrived in the forest. Welcome, Lord. Feeling Qin Yan's breath, the elf girls in the forest appeared one after another. It must be said that the forest elves are extremely large. Less than a day had passed. At this time, the elf tribe in the quiet forest had been completely rebuilt. And whether it was the scale of the tribe or the building facilities, it was several times more perfect than before. If the beast army dared to attack again now, I am afraid Qin Yan would not need to take action personally. Their fate would definitely be a direct annihilation. However, just when Qin Yan was about to start building, the sharp system sound suddenly came again. Warning. Due to unknown reasons, the mission period of Devil's Fury has been shortened. Warning. The Night Demon Queen Luminas will attack your territory in 6 hours. It's shortened to 6 hours. Qin Yan was a little surprised when the voice came. After all, the original mission deadline of Devil's Fury was 24 hours. Now it's shortened to 6 hours. And the invading enemy is the dominant Night Demon Queen. To be honest, if other people receive this news, they would probably collapse on the spot. But Qin Yan is different. Since you're in a hurry to die. After being slightly surprised, Qin Yan quickly returned to normal, with a hint of coldness in his eyes. I don't mind completing the task early and getting the reward. Out, the voice fell. Qin Yan took a deep breath and raised his arm. Suddenly, all the high-end architectural drawings of the forest elves in his palm automatically flew up, and then accompanied by the dazzling light green light, the building attributes appeared in front of Qin Yan one after another. Ancient Guardian level. Legendary. Basic function. Natural awakening. Cast natural magic to transform thick trees into huge guardians. Basic function. Boulder throwing. Throw giant stones to cause terrifying ranged damage to the invading enemies. Basic function. Air damage. Guardians can attack air units. Additional function. Double their power. More powerful power, so that the range and lethality of the guardians will be greatly improved. Unchosen Sun God level untriggered extra functions. Construction materials. Gold coins 5000, natural tree 1, moon essence 50. Description. Ancient protectors are defensive buildings of the elves, which can cause terrible damage to invading enemies. Note. Guardians are equivalent to arrow towers in the player's territory, with good lethality. Combat power plus 4000, ancient tree of wind level. Legendary. Basic function. Raptor Druid. You can train Raptor Druid troops. Basic function. Stormcrow. The natural magic possessed by Raptor Druids can cause damage to all enemies around them at the same time. Basic function. Druid Elder. Every once in a while, an elite level Druid Elder will be trained. Extra function. Hurricane spell. Raptor Druids can master the more powerful Hurricane spell. Extra function triggered by the god level talent of the Chosen Sun. Construction materials. Gold 10,000, moon essence 200. Description. The ancient tree of wind is the place where Raptor Druids are trained. It can provide you with mage troops and is a very precious and rare building among the forest elves. Note. Raptor Druids who can cast natural magic can make your army more complete. Combat power plus 6000, Chimera Perch level. Legendary. Basic function. Cultivate Chimera 180. Can cultivate huge mysterious flying beasts. Basic function. Attribute enhancement. The rich natural energy gives chimeras more powerful initial attributes. Basic function. Corrosive spit. Chimeras can spit out deadly corrosive acid. Extra function. Splash effect. Chimera's attacks have a splash damage effect. Extra function triggered by the god level talent of the Chosen Sun. Construction materials. Gold coins 10,000, moon essence 500. Description. Chimera is an 8th level flying monster, a high level soldier of the forest elves. Note. A large scale Chimera army is definitely a nightmare for the enemy on the battlefield. Combat power plus 8,000, it's worthy at the forest elves. After checking the properties of various buildings, Qin Yan couldn't help but sigh in his heart. Just like the demons. The building drawings that Qin Yan obtained after conquering the forest elves can only be regarded as some basic building facilities. But now the buildings built by Qin Yan are definitely the core strength of the forest elves. And at this time, another pleasant system sound came. Ding dong. Natural altar has been built! Natural altar. When the voice came, Qin Yan's eyes flashed with a hint of expectation. Because if you remembered correctly, the trump card soldier of the forest elves, the tree spirit, was produced in the natural altar. Chapter 109. Ace Troops, Ancient Tree Spirits. Natural altar level. Legendary. Basic function. Produce tree spirits. Under the long-term effect of natural energy, ordinary trees can be transformed into giant tree spirits. Basic function. Progress improvement. Increase the speed of tree spirit transformation. Basic function. Elf reshaping. When natural energy is sufficient, elves can be resurrected here continuously. Extra function. Ancient tree spirits. There is a chance to transform into more powerful ancient tree spirits. Extra function triggered by the god level talent of the chosen sun. Construction materials. Gold coins 50,000, moon essence 1,000. Description. The natural altar can produce powerful tree spirits, and it also has the function of resurrecting elves. It is a very rare and precious building. It is indeed a place to produce tree spirits. After checking the building properties, Qin Yan was in a good mood. He had heard of forest tree spirits, which belonged to the trump card of the forest elf clan 11 before the war started. The tree spirits could hide in the forest and blend into the surrounding environment. After the enemy troops entered the forest, the tree spirits will suddenly stretch out a large number of vines, which can not only bind the enemy troops in place, but also strangle them directly. And now the natural altar that Qin Yan just built can quickly transform the rich natural energy into powerful tree spirits. Then place the tree spirits in the quiet forest. Turning off the building attributes, Qin Yan's eyes still contain unconcealed joy. Even if it is the troops under the command of the Night Demon Queen, it can definitely catch him off guard. Rumble. At this time, the earth suddenly trembled. In the dense forest around the elf tribe, two towering ancient trees suddenly shook. It was the newly transformed tree spirits. Bang. 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 A dull sound came. That was the sound made by the tree spirits when they marched in the forest. Not long after, they came to Qin Yan. It is worthy at being the trump card of the forest elves. Looking at the two giants in front of him, Qin Yan couldn't help but sigh in his heart. The tree spirit is very large, nearly 20 meters tall. The ancient tree spirit is even more amazing, reaching 30 meters, and the dense vines covering its body give people a sense of overwhelming. Tree spirit rank. 11th rank. Level 410 attack power, 300-400 defense power, 600 health value, 1,000,000 magic value, 15,000 description. A huge tree man with a terrifying vitality. Ancient tree spirit rank. 12th rank. Level 410 attack power, 400-600 defense power, 800 health value, 1,5,000 magic value, 20,000 description. The well-deserved trump card of the forest elves. You are very powerful. Feeling the intimacy coming from the two tree spirits in front of him, Qin Yan couldn't help but smile. Show me your strength. Boom. 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 As soon as the word fell, the earth suddenly trembled. The tree spirits stretched out their vines one after another, and then took root in the soil with their feet. These tree roots seemed to come alive and spread everywhere underground. Afterwards, countless giant tree roots with a radius of more than 3 meters drilled out from the ground at the same time, and then soared into the sky. At this moment, the ground colored. The tree roots and vines intertwined with each other, and finally formed a strangling cage in the air. If the enemy was tied up in it, then there is no doubt he had already been completely torn into pieces. My decision to be promoted to an intermediate lord is extremely wise. At this moment, including Qin Yan, everyone present was shocked. Because the scene in front of them was so spectacular. The huge tree roots that covered the sky of the sun rose into the sky at the same time. The sky and the earth were dark. The Night Demon Queen who feeds on human blood, right? At this moment, Qin Yan had no fear in his heart, but became more and more excited. The quiet forest will be the place where you will be defeated. Tell the truth. Before unlocking the high-level technology of the forest elves, Qin Yan had already planned that when the Night Demon Queen Luminous led the troops to attack, Clay would be ready to take action at any time, or let Brian lead the demon army to assist in the defense. After all, the identity of the enemy is the top demon king on the continent in the Empire era. In order to end the war, Qin Yan is ready to show the hidden power of the territory. But now the ace troops of the forest elves, these ancient tree elves, have just shown terrible lethality, which makes Qin Yan full of confidence. Then after completing the main mission of the Devil's Fury continent and defeating the Night Demon Queen Luminous, and then countless hideous vampires rushed out of it. What kind of precious reward will he get? The only thing Qin Yan needs to do is to wait quietly for the victory of the war. Night Demon Queen Luminous. The entire Night Rose Palace also trembled suddenly. Attributes. The voice fell. When I conquered the forest elves before and completed the 3S level missions of the main line of the continent, the reward given to me by the system was the only god level item, the natural godhead. The Night Demon Queen Luminous directly turned into a blood shadow and disappeared instantly. Boom. 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 A lily girl wearing a black evening dress and with an amazing appearance was sitting on the throne, swinging her two slender legs in boredom. Title: Knight, money is good, demon queen. Level: race: vampire. At this time, as if sensing something, Luminous frowned slightly. Before dealing with Voltura, let you taste the anger of the demon king first. No need for the black dragon queen clay to take action. Rank: 14th level, lead level. This made Qin Yan look forward to it. She directly mastered the power of the gods. In the western region of the Empire Era continent, the place shown on the map as Broken Night Rose official. A small human dared to hunt my servant. Skills: identity: legendary boss. No need for the assistance of the demon army. But after she gained the power of the god of nature, she directly awakened and evolved into the goddess of nature. These ancient tree elves hiding in the quiet forest can repel the night demon queen's troops. Description: although the Night Rose Palace was blown away by the storm dragon Voltura, the Night Demon Queen Luminous, as one of the Demon Kings, has never given up the plan to rule the entire continent. The death of her subordinate Count Dracula and the news that the vampire castle was captured made Luminous completely furious. To fight against the Night Demon Queen, the elves themselves are enough! Schwa. At the same time. Then get the reward of the main mission of the continent again. Talents. Originally, Trisna was just the Queen of Elves. Chapter 110. The real world is full of undercurrents. After arranging the construction work of the forest fortress, Qin Yan chose to go offline and rest. Take off the game helmet and Qin Yan breathed a sigh of relief. It was already noon, but he was not particularly hungry. Forget it, order a burger. Then, Qin Yan picked up his phone and ordered a takeaway. And he also made a special note to ask the merchant to put a few more packets of ketchup. Qin Yan doesn't like sour things, but he has a special liking for ketchup. Maybe it's because I never had it in the orphanage when I was a kid. Qin Yan smiled self-deprecatingly and started to check the news as usual. He searched for Age of Empires and immediately saw news after news. The first and only virtual reality game in human history. Age of Empires is looking forward to your arrival. This game not only has a 99.99% realism, but also contains unparalleled opportunities. This is not just a game, but also a new world. Join Age of Empires, and countless opportunities are waiting for you. The publicity has really increased. Looking at the news in front of him, Qin Yan frowned slightly because he remembered that in his previous life, it should be 1 or 2 months before Age of Empires came to the real world that the publicity on the internet reached this level. But now 250 has caused a small sensation. Maybe it's because I landed in Age of Empires in advance. Half lying on the sofa, Qin Yan rubbed his temples. Some hidden things in this life may have changed because of this. This is not good news for him. The more people know about this game, the greater the chance that someone will try to buy a gaming helmet. When he finds that Age of Empires is really as magical as the online propaganda says, the era of online gaming for all will completely explode. But the good thing is now, there are not only curses under these online news. Holographic simulation? Haha! Now, these cheating game developers only know how to make these gimmicks. If it is really so real, I will eat the computer screen on the spot! A gaming helmet costs 100,000 yuan. How can I play it? Are these garbage web games now cheating people without thinking? Let's go. For these news, most people are still crazy about complaining. Of course, there are still some relatively fair comments. If it is really a virtual reality game, then the country would have strongly supported it. So why do we need to use this kind of propaganda? No exaggeration, although I'm a heavy game addict, I can't spend 100,000 yuan to verify the authenticity of this game. Sorry, I can't do it. I agree with the above. I am indeed a little tempted, but I will let those rich people who have too much money to spend verify the authenticity of this game before I place an order to buy a game helmet. The era of universal online games will soon come. Looking at these comments on the mobile phone screen, Qin Yan sighed in his heart. Indeed. Now Age of Empires has caused a small sensation. The reason why no one has bought a game helmet is just because it is expensive and ordinary people can't afford it, or those who have the conditions at home are unwilling to waste this money. But if we continue to maintain this kind of publicity, just like the comments above, there will always be some local tyrants and rich second generations who like to play games and will try it first. It is only 100,000, not 1 million. The price of an ordinary vehicle is not even the price of a house. If you're really a heavy game player and your family has the conditions, spending 100,000 to buy a game helmet is not expensive at all. After all, even ordinary players now only need to configure a high-end game computer, which starts at 30,000 to 50,000. For those who are a little richer, the whole computer is 80,000 to 100,000, and this does not include the price of peripherals. In short, this price is not an absolute sky-high price. What's more, it's a virtual reality game. Qin Yan closed his eyes. It can attract countless people's attention. But, in short, Qin Yan is ready to welcome the arrival of large-scale players' magic shadow, which can transform titles into identity templates, lies quietly in his lord space. If the era of universal online games breaks out, Qin Yan will be the first to transform into an NPC identity. This way, my identity as a player will not be exposed. Thinking of this, Qin Yan opened his eyes again. His eyes revealed a relaxed look. And I can still continue to develop and build my territory. After saying that, Qin Yan looked at the screen of his mobile phone again, ready to see how long it would take for the takeaway to arrive. But the next moment, he suddenly frowned. Deleted due to violation. 404. That's right. Just a few seconds of closing his eyes to rest, the news that Qin Yan just checked has already shown that the website you visited is prohibited from access due to unregistered or illegal. This. For a moment, Qin Yan felt a little scalp numb. The website was blocked, which means that sensitive words were involved. But there was no sign of violation in the content that was previously viewed. This made Qin Yan guess in his heart. Maybe someone is interfering with the promotion of Age of Empires ? How else to explain that the post that was just reading well was directly displayed as illegal and blocked in the next second? And at this moment, due to long-term inactivity, the mobile phone interface returned to the home page and then automatically refreshed. With the latest news that was refreshed, the title is still related to Age of Empires. Except that the previous comments disappeared, the content of the news is no different from before. This time Qin Yan was completely surprised. Maybe the senior technical personnel discovered this game and are ready to ban it. After a long time, Qin Yan slowly spoke. But this is obvious. Age of Empires is a mysterious existence that can integrate the real world. Its trend of sweeping the world is far beyond the limit of Earth's technology. Age of Empires is actually a different world. At this moment, Qin Yan became more and more certain of his inner guess. The game helmet is just a temporary transmission medium. Hello, your takeaway has arrived. At this time, there was a knock on the door. And Qin Yan's thoughts were interrupted. Thank you. After taking the hamburger bag, Qin Yan was too lazy to think about it. He quickly ate it and immediately put on the game helmet again. But what he didn't notice was that the moment he put on the game helmet, a lavender light suddenly flashed in the room. Accompanied by the flashing light, the unopened packets of ketchup on the table disappeared directly. Chapter 111 Master, you smell so good. But a flash of golden light. Qin Yan reappeared in the Lord's castle. But then, a sharp system sound rang in his ears. Warning. Night Demon Queen Luminous will attack in 1 hour, please prepare for defense in advance! 1 hour. The voice came, and Qin Yan was slightly surprised. The time has been shortened again. The last reminder was 6 hours. He arranged the construction of many advanced buildings of the forest elves, and it took at most 1 hour. The time flow rate of the game and the real world is also 1, so even if Qin Yan's lunch time is added, it will definitely not exceed 2 hours. As a result, the system now prompts that there is only 1 hour of preparation time left. It can only be said that this Night Demon Queen. I can't wait to suck Qin Yan's blood dry. I want to see how powerful the Night Demon Queen in the previous life is. Of course, Qin Yan had no fear in his heart. On the contrary, he was looking forward to it. Could the newly built forest fortress withstand the attack of the Night Demon Queen? Besides that, fighting with one of the demon kings on the continent in the Empire era would also allow Qin Yan to understand more clearly what kind of power system the continent has. In this way, he would be able to formulate a more complete plan in the process of expanding the territory in the future. Anyway, we have Clay and the others to protect us. Then Qin Yan stood up from the throne and looked at Clay, Shortai and Trisna, who were waiting at the bottom of the hall. Even if the Night Demon Queen successfully breaks through the defense line, she will definitely not be able to destroy it at will. Master. Feeling Qin Yan's gaze, Trisna immediately knelt on one knee. Trisna will never allow any enemy to get close to you. Supreme Lord. The elf girls in maid costumes in the hall also expressed their absolute loyalty to Qin Yan. We're willing to turn into sharp blades and kill all enemies for you. Boom. Boom. Clay was more direct. The surging dark magic power surged out and surged around her. After awakening the Dragon Princess form, Clay is now a magic and martial arts practitioner. Not only does she have an almost indestructible body, but she can also mobilize the dark power that is so strong that it is terrifying. Even the Night Demon Queen. It is certain that she cannot easily withstand this anger. Yeah. Qin Yan heard this and nodded with satisfaction. I believe you. Let's go and see how the forest fortress is built. Then, Qin Yan and the girls disappeared on the spot. Swish. 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 Above the quiet forest, golden rays of light flickered. The figures that appeared afterwards were the people of Qin Yan. As expected of the forest elves. Looking at the prosperous scene below, Qin Yan couldn't help but sigh in his heart. In the air, the elf girls carrying bows and arrows and holding moon blades, riding the agile horned eagles, formed a powerful aerial firepower group. The huge chimera beasts were also circling around in the dense forest. If Song felt the body moving, they would not hesitate to spit out the splashing corrosive acid. And on the ground, the nimble female hunters rode the bear-shaped claw druids to patrol the dense forest. The raptor druids hid in the shadows of the trees and could burst out earth-shaking hurricane magic at any time. In addition, the ancient tree spirits who had hidden in the dense forest again. If an enemy dares to enter the quiet forest, he may be strangled to pieces on the spot before he can take a few steps forward. This is the power of the forest elves. Even if the enemy who is about to attack is the dominant Night Demon Queen, she is destined to pay a heavy price in the quiet forest. Short-Hair. However, at this time, Qin Yan seemed to suddenly think of something, and came to Short-Hair and asked, "The Night Demon Queen also belongs to the vampire clan, are you sure you can suppress her blood?" As far as Qin Yan knows, bloodliner suppression is very serious among the blood clan. If the bloodliner of the Night Demon Queen Luminous is not as good as Short-Hair, maybe there is no need for a substantial battle. As long as Short-Hair, the true ancestor of the blood clan, shows the bloodliner power in her body, she can easily suppress it. Master, the bloodliner flowing in my body is definitely the well-deserved king among the blood clan. Short-Hair understood what Qin Yan wanted to express. The blood of the long river of blood is the source of power for our bloodliner to survive. The higher the bloodliner, the more complete the power of the rules that we master, but this is only the power derived from the bloodliner, and it does not represent absolute combat power. 10. I understand. Qin Yan. You mean, the bloodliner power represents the gradient potential, but the actual strength still depends on the individual's acquired development. Yes, Master. Short-Hair nodded. The bloodliner of the Night Demon Queen may not be as good as mine, but when we really fight, we can't use this as an absolute criterion for judging strength. At this point, Qin Yan completely understood. In simple terms, it is the bond between grade and level. It was already embarrassing to let his subordinate smell the smell on his body, and the answer was still like this, which made him completely speechless. But this also happens to echo Qin Yan's wishes. Qin Yan's face turned black when he heard this. No. The master is sour and sweet. But at this moment, a blush suddenly appeared on Short-Hair's cheeks in front of him. The exquisite bad double count kept fluttering up and down. You smell so good. As if she had smelled the most delicious food in the world. Both represent strength, but neither of them can be used as an absolute criterion for judgment. So fighting is still indispensable. Master. Clay scratched her head in a silly way. Master, you seem to have a special smell. Have I become a pickled fish? Sour, vegetable and redundant. Nortex. Then, a thick black mist emanated. But at this moment, the black gemstone inlaid on the surface of the Pluto ring on his finger suddenly trembled. Is this a packet of ketchup? Qin Yan was confused. Trishana also came forward. I can't describe this smell, it just feels a little sour. But at this time, Short-Hair threw himself directly into Qin Yan's arms. Clay, Trisna. Master. What question mark? Age? The tip of her slightly upturned nose greedily sniffed. But when Qin Yan saw what was in the black mist clearly, he sprayed it on the spot. Smells good. Qin Yan was a little embarrassed when he heard it. Do I have any special smell? What the hell? Chapter 112. The Demon King's troops arrive at the Dark Swamp. Wow, Master! You actually have something so delicious. Trisna. Short-Hair, calm down. Clay. This is the Master's stuff, why are you eating it yourself? Hurry up and apologize to the Master. Qin ignored the noise in his ears. He just looked at Short-Hair, who was sucking ketchup in front of him, and his eyes were gradually blurred. Then he began to doubt his life. No, he began to think about the whole story. Ketchup is something in the real world. What I had for lunch just now was a hamburger with ketchup. And now, ketchup appears in Age of Empires. That is to say, these packets of ketchup came in with me. Thinking of this, Qin Yan's scalp suddenly numbed. Although he was reborn 67th after his death in his previous life, and landed on the Empire Age continent in advance, he had already created an extremely large territory. But Qin Yan never thought of it anyway. Before the Empire Era continent officially merged with the real world, something that only existed in the real world would appear on the Empire Era continent with me. This is completely beyond imagination. Right. At this time, Qin Yan suddenly reacted. I remember these packets of ketchup appeared from the Pluto ring, right? Then, without any hesitation, Qin Yan immediately opened the attribute panel of the Pluto ring and checked it carefully. It is indeed the effect of the additional skill. Soon, Qin Yan discovered the abnormality. In the attribute panel of the Pluto ring, the additional skill that originally only displayed the name, Magic Back of the Endless Abyss, suddenly appeared with a string of small words. Cooling time, 23:55 and 14 seconds. That is to say, when I just logged off to eat lunch, the Magic Back skill automatically brought in the 2 packets of ketchup on the table. Seeing this scene, Qin Yan suddenly realized. Then the skill cooldown time is 24 hours, which means that I only have 1 chance a day to bring things from the real world into the Empire Era continent. This is simply wonderful. Qin Yan originally thought that the Magic Back skill awakened after the Pluto ring was upgraded, and the effect was exactly the same as the Lord Space that all players initially had, and there was nothing special about it. But now it seems there is no comparison between the two at all. Now, only a few packets of ketchup followed Qin Yan in. But what about the future? Food, tools, weapons, etc. What kind of wonderful chemical reaction will happen if things that are only available in the real world are brought to the Empire Era continent in advance? This makes Qin Yan full of expectations. And at this time, Qin Yan suddenly thought of it. Shulter, as a bloodthirsty vampire, is so obsessed with ketchup. Isn't Luminous, the Night Demon Queen, also a vampire, the same? Looking at the remaining unopened ketchup in the Magic Back. A bold idea emerged in Qin Yan's heart. Warning. Your temporary base of the vampire castle has been occupied by Luminous, the Night Demon Queen. But at this time, a sharp prompt sound suddenly came. Have you reached the dark swamp? When the voice came, Qin Yan frowned slightly. What blocked the light was a dark cloud that almost occupied the entire sky. On the ground, the Night Demon Queen Luminous laughed in anger. So, prepare to face the wrath of the Demon King! Since we have arrived at the dark swamp and captured the vampire castle. But at this moment, when he was in the dark swamp before, because he learned the clues of the Abyss Gate, he did not leave anyone to guard the vampire castle, but led everyone to attack the Abyss Gate. Accompanied by a low roar, the hideous and terrifying beasts also began to run wildly. Some flying monsters were unable to dodge and were swept into the dark cloud. Qin Yan put the remaining few packets of ketchup in his hand back into the Abyss Magic Back. Later, Brian and his men drank the blood of the devil and all awakened and mutated into Abyss demons. Qin Yan asked them to guard the Hellfire Peninsula. As Luminous walked out step by step, the sky above her head, which was originally extremely dark, instantly lost all light. Woo woo. Shwa. Then he twisted the Pluto ring and appeared in the elf tribe below to make the final preparations for the battle. Little human, since you have the power to kill Dracula and take away my treasure, you must have been prepared for the battle. After that. The next moment, only the terrifying skeleton was left. What dangers will be encountered in the process of attacking the underground abyss? But if you look closely. The dark clouds of vampire bats in the sky were moving forward rapidly with an overwhelming momentum. The direction. You'll find that this dark cloud is actually composed of countless vampire bats. There was a dead silence in the castle, without any movement. As soon as the work fell. At the same time. It is normal to bring all the troops with you. At this time, Qin Yan's expression returned to normal. Then I will be able to verify my guess soon. She turned into a blood shadow and disappeared in an instant. These vampire 2.2 bats all have extremely sharp and ferocious fangs. Wherever she passed, the land was eclipsed. Then he planned to return to the territory to build a forest fortress to resist the attack of the Night Demon Queen, and then send troops to the vampire castle to station. In the silent vampire castle, a lily girl in a black evening dress suddenly walked out slowly. It was the Night Demon Queen Luminous. Kill my servants and take my treasures. At this time, Luminous was holding a delicate treasure chest with blood-colored secret patterns on the surface, but the treasure chest was empty. It's hard to imagine that this is something a small human dared to do. Woo! Si est escuchando esta novela en un canal distinto a mundo fanfic novelas, significat lo descarga and y subir en cines fuerzos invitamos cordialmente a visitar nuestro canal. Mundo fanfic novelas all encontrar la versión original de esta historia y podrás explorar muchas otras novelas de diversos narradores. Tesperamars Paris emerged on Un Mundo de Novelas Incredibles. Chapter 113. The Demon King attacks, Sholtaire shows her power. In the quiet forest. Qin Yan was conducting the last inspection before the war. Just at this time. A sharp system sound rang in Qin Yan's ears. Warning. Night Demon Queen Luminous will attack in 10 minutes. Please prepare for defense or in advance! Woo. At the moment when the system sounded, the sound of the battle horn came to my ears. The next moment. The surface of the buildings in the territory was covered with a layer of faint red light. The light was like blood, which made people's heartbeats accelerate. Is this entering crisis mode? Seeing this scene, Qin Yan frowned slightly. Under normal circumstances. When the enemy comes to attack the city, the territory only enters the defensive mode. Only when a particularly powerful enemy attacks will it enter the crisis mode. In the crisis mode, it may not be necessary to wait until the Lord's castle is destroyed. As long as the buildings in the territory are destroyed to less than 30%, or the player takes the initiative to leave the territory, it will be regarded as a failure to defend the city. 29 And now. The Night Demon Queen's troops are attacking, and Valena directly enters the crisis mode. This shows how powerful the Night Demon Queen is. As expected. The next moment, a sharp system sound came again. Warning. The Night Demon Queen's troops are detected to be approaching, and your territory has entered crisis mode. System prompt. In crisis mode, any action of the player will have a strong impact on the subordinates, and even the loyalty may be instantly reduced to 0. Please prepare defensive measures in advance. The territory has entered crisis mode, which is absolutely bad news for other players. Because, at this moment. The residents in the territory are full of fear. As long as the player makes a wrong decision or shows any cowardly behavior, the soldiers under his command may directly abandon the territory and start to flee first. Of course, this is not something Qin Yan needs to worry about. Because all the residents in Valena are 100% loyal to Qin Yan. As long as Qin Yan does not give up the territory, they will never flee. And, if I remember correctly, in crisis mode, the properties of the building seem to be hidden. Improvement. This is a good thing for Qin Yan. Roar. But at this time, a shocking roar suddenly came from the direction of the dark swamp. Afterwards, the majestic dark clouds formed by the vampire bats also carried endless pressure and slowly pressed towards Valena. As expected of the Night Demon Queen, one of the demon kings of the continent. Seeing this scene, Qin Yan couldn't help but sigh in his heart. Not to mention the giant beasts hidden in the shadows. I am afraid that this group of terrifying vampire bats alone is enough to destroy a city in an instant. Maybe we have to wait for them to lower a little before they can enter the effective shooting range of the ancient guardians. Estimating the flying height of the bat group, Qin Yan muttered to himself. Master. But when Sholtaire heard this, she came to Qin Yan and patted her chest. Leave it to me, Sholtaire can suppress them with blood power. YOH. Are you so confident? Okay. Qin Yan did not stop her. Sholtaire, it's up to you. Sholtaire is the true ancestor of the blood clan after all. Although her strength may not be as strong as that of the Night Demon Queen Luminous, she should have no problem suppressing these ordinary vampire bats. When Sholtaire shows her bloodline power, and these vampire bats are suppressed and forced to lower their altitude, the ancient guardians will be able to effectively shoot at them. Thinking of this, Qin Yan couldn't help but sigh. Having a vampire ancestor as a subordinate is simply a very pleasant thing. Squeak. At this time. The group of vampire bats is officially right above the quiet forest. The unpleasant horse screams made people a little upset. But at this time, Yuan moved. But. I saw Sholtaire spread her bat wings and flew into the air. As her body rose, the rich blood-colored energy quickly condensed in her palm, and finally condensed into an extremely pure blood-colored light ball. The blood-colored light ball contained a terrifying power that made people palpitate. Feeling this power, the vampire bats in the sky all trembled. This is from the suppression of blood. Facing Sholtaire, the true ancestor of the vampires, even if these vampire bats are the subordinates of the Night Demon Queen, the only thought in their minds now is to surrender to Sholtaire. However, Sholtaire did not intend to give them a chance to surrender. Die. Bastards. The voice fell. The blood-colored light ball condensed in Sholtaire's palm suddenly soared into the sky. Almost in an instant, it came to the top of the vampire bats. Then, it exploded. Boom. 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 The terrifying blood energy exploded from the blood-colored light ball. Then it spread out layer by layer in the form of ripples. Wherever it passed, the vampire bats were directly shattered and turned into balls of blood mist. Until the end, the blood mist actually condensed into a magnificent blood rain. The blood rain exuded a fishy smell and was extremely corrosive. But fortunately, under the protection of the natural barrier, the blood rain was purified as soon as it came into contact. This is the power of natural energy. At this time, after Shorthair dealt with the group of vampire bats in the air, she also landed back to Qin Yan. Shorthair, you did a good job. 900. Master, you were too kind. After praising Shorthair, Qin Yan looked towards the depths of the dark swamp. Because he could feel it. There, a terrifying aura was awakening. This aura was even stronger than that of the Black Dragon Queen Clade. It must be the Night Demon Queen Luminous. You damn woman. The next moment, a blood shadow rushed out from the shadows. As the true ancestor of my blood clan, you surrendered to a little human. You really lost the face of my blood clan. The angry voice came. Then, Luminous, wearing a black evening dress, appeared in everyone's sight. Up. The famous Demon King turned out to be a lily girl who looked only about 12 years old. After seeing the other person's face clearly, Qin Yan was slightly stunned. But soon, he shook his head heavily. Who knew that under the lily appearance, there was an old monster who had lived for thousands of years? You dare to call me an old monster? Hearing Qin Yan's words, Luminous, who was floating above the quiet forest, was immediately furious. Master, you missed a point. But at this moment, Shorthair suddenly spread her bat wings again, and then came directly into the air. She is not only an old woman, she is also a dead flat-chested. After saying that, Shorthair straightened her proud bust. Chapter 114. Look at us, then look at yourself. You are not only an old woman, you are also a flat-chested person. Suspended in the air, Shorthair spoke directly and fiercely. After this, the scene fell into silence. Including Qin Yan. No one present expected that Shorthair would suddenly say such a sentence. Even Luminous herself. She probably didn't expect to be subjected to such a cruel personal attack. And what made everyone laugh the most was. After saying this, Shorthair also straightened her proud upper body. And seeing her action. Luminous, who was suspended in the air on the other side, her whole face suddenly turned red, and then she directly scolded. You damn traitor! Flat-chested! My blood clan's face has been lost by you! Flat-chested! You are really a shame to my vampire clan! Flat-chested! The two quarreled in the air. Qin Yan could also clearly see that Lumina's face first turned red, then purple, then black, and finally white. I'm going to kill you. Until the end, Luminous, who could not be restrained, screamed directly. Who is afraid of who, you dead flat chest? But Shorthair was not willing to be outdone. Luminous. Seeing that the two were about to fight, Qin Yan hurried forward and called out loudly. How do you know my name? Luminous was stunned when she heard it, but then she seemed to realize something. You little human, dare to call me the name of the Night Demon Queen! I not only know your name. Qin Yan naturally ignored her next sentence. I also know that you founded the Western Holy Church to protect humans, but the real purpose is just for rations and food. But I have more delicious food here, I don't know if you're interested. After a pause, Qin Yan added again. After speaking, Qin Yan opened the abyss magic bag and took out the ketchup. Yes, this is Qin Yan's plan. After seeing Shorthair's obsession with ketchup, he specially kept a few packets, intending to wait for Luminous, who was also a vampire, to arrive, and not start a war for the time being, but try to see if he can use the temptation of ketchup to attract her to his camp. After all, Luminous is one of the demon kings on the continent. Although her strength is not as strong as the storm dragon Voltura. But she is definitely a top figure on the continent in the Empire era. If he can use a few packets of ketchup that are available everywhere in the real world to resolve the conflict between the two sides, and then establish a friendly relationship with them, or even directly subdue them into his territory. Then the benefits Qin Yan will get from it. It will definitely be much more abundant than a big war. What Western Holy Church? How can I protect humans? But what Qin Yan didn't expect was that after hearing what he said, Luminous in mid-air laughed coldly. The only meaning of human existence is to become the food of my vampire clan. You cunning guy, don't try to divert my attention. After glaring at Qin Yan, Luminous turned to look at Shorthair on the other side, and then roared. You are simply a shame to the vampire clan. I will not let you go today! Come on. Dead flat chest. 11. Suddenly, a new round of verbal battle began. No, I should remember it correctly. On the ground, Qin Yan was confused. In the previous life, it was indeed Luminous, the Night Demon Queen, who was a vampire. She established the Western Holy Church to protect humans, and then was worshipped as a god by the people there, but in fact her real purpose was just for rations and food. This is definitely not wrong. But from the communication just now, Qin Yan can guarantee that the other party has never heard of the name of the Western Holy Church. Could it be? It is not yet time for Luminous to establish the Western Holy Church. At this moment, Qin Yan suddenly woke up. In the previous life, the players did rely on the power of the game system to discover Luminous's true identity. But that was a very late thing. Less than a month after that incident, the Empire continent descended into the real world. In other words, Luminous has not yet established the Western Holy Church. Luminous. After sorting out his thoughts, Qin Yan immediately called out, "Don't you want to seek revenge on the Storm Dragon Voltura? You guy." Hearing Qin Yan called out to Luminous, who was ready to get angry, but changed her words when the words came to her lips. "How do you know?" ? The Storm Dragon Voltura blew away on Night Rose Palace. Can't you bear it? Because he just clearly felt that Luminous's eyes looking at him suddenly flashed a very hidden joy. At this time, Luminous seemed to sense something. "Who are you?" Seeing Luminous remain silent, Qin Yan was not in a hurry. After a pause, Short Hair stretched out her little hand and pointed at Clay, Trisna and a group of elf girls in turn, with a proud face, and said, "Look at us, how big are we? Look at yourself." Sweating fell as he finished speaking. After a pause, Qin Yan spoke again. "What do you think?" Then, Qin Yan slowly said what he had thought of in his heart. "But unfortunately, that guy is too powerful, and I can't do anything about it." What he said just now successfully hit Luminous's inner needs. Although this joy flashed by, it was still captured by Qin Yan. "Master, Qin Yan is my master!" You are not an ordinary human. At this time, Qin Yan's old face rarely blushed. "Luminous, things are not what you think. It can be regarded as an apology for killing your subordinates before Master can help us grow bigger." In this way. However, before Qin Yan finished speaking, Luminous interrupted directly. "You don't need to explain anymore. I understand what you mean! The reason why I want to join forces with you is because I once had a grudge with the Storm Dragon Voltura." Just as Qin Yan was about to answer, Short Hair rushed in front of him and straightened up. "If you want to become as big as me, then become a subordinate of Master Qin Yan like me. It is not impossible to subdue Luminous." A jaw-dropping scene appeared. "Enough. And this means Qin Yan. If you want, I can join forces with you to deal with him. Ahem." After saying that, Short Hair stopped talking nonsense and just stood there quietly looking at Luminous, as if waiting for the latter's performance. Chapter 115. The Demon King's Maid, the first on the continent. "You don't need to say anything more." After Luminous interrupted Qin Yan, she pointed at Clay, Trisna and the other elf girls one by one, just like Short Hair just now. "I want to be as big as them." After saying that, Luminous waved her hand. Suddenly, more than a dozen huge beasts hidden in the dark swamp, as well as the vampire army that had set up their formation, all turned into blood and returned to her body. "Okay, let's get started." After doing all this, Luminous came to Qin Yan, and then stared at Qin Yan eagerly, seeing her appearance. If Qin Yan didn't make her bigger, she would not leave today. Well, not bad, this is more reasonable. Short Hair next to her saw this scene, and finally smiled with satisfaction. "Master, it's up to you next." "What are you looking at me for?" Qin Yan was about to ask back, but he noticed that everyone's eyes were on him as Short Hair said, and their eyes were full of expectation. Even Clay looked as if it was natural. Gong. After swallowing his saliva, Qin Yan thought, "It's over, I can't get rid of the image of this evil lord." 230 In that case, then, Qin Yan said directly, "I can make you bigger, but the premise is that you must become my maid like them." As soon as the voice fell, Qin Yan's heartbeat accelerated. This is the most feared demon king on the continent. He was going to subdue him as a maid. This can be said to be the first person since the millennium. But Qin Yan never expected that. As soon as he finished speaking, Luminous in front of him nodded without hesitation. "As long as you can make me bigger, you can ask me to do anything." Puff. How many years has this person been flat-chested? To have such an awareness? This reminds Qin Yan of a question he saw on BQ. How soft is a girl's thing? What does it feel like to touch it? I thought the questioner was a man, and thought, damn, this may be the saddest question of the year, but after a closer look, I found out that the questioner is a woman. Damn, this is really the saddest question of the year. Of course, this is just a digression. At this moment, Qin Yan was more happy than complaining. If he could subdue Luminous, one of the top demon kings on the continent, as a maid, not to mention the psychological sense of accomplishment, this would be of immeasurable help to the future expansion of territory and the grasp of intelligence on the continent in the Empire era. This is simply a very pleasant thing. And at this time. At the moment when Luminous not adopt the pleasant system sound rang in Qin Yan's ears one after another. Ding dong. Congratulations to player Qin Yan. The Night Demon Queen, Luminous, has requested to join your territory. Do you accept? Ding dong. Since Luminous took the initiative to request to join your territory, you don't have to worry about her betrayal, and you can gain control of her vampire army. When the voice came, Qin Yan couldn't help but feel refreshed. It was the same as the forest elves that he had conquered before. Favorability and absolute submission are two completely different concepts. Alliance relations seem so thin in the face of interests. But after Luminous became a part of Valina. Everything she did would be centered on Qin Yan. The vampire army under her command would also be controlled by Qin Yan. Accept. So Qin Yan nodded immediately without any hesitation. But. Just at the moment when Qin Yan nodded, Luminous in front of him suddenly burst out with brilliant golden light. Amidst the golden light, the contract was signed. At this moment, Luminous, the most powerful demon king in the Empire era, the Night Demon Queen, has become Qin Yan's subordinate. Luminous, welcome to join my territory. Seeing this, Qin Yan smiled and said, I'm your lord, Qin Yan. But then, he froze in his tracks. Because Qin Yan noticed that with the golden light shining, Luminous' body seemed to be gradually changing. And the first part to change seemed to really start from the chest. At this time, pleasant system sounds rang in my ears one after another. Ding dong. Congratulations to player Qin Yan. During the process of signing the contract with Luminous, Luminous successfully evolved into a vampire progenitor! Ding dong. Congratulations to player Qin Yan. Your subordinate Luminous completely mastered the power of the blood progenitor during the evolution process. It must be the god-level talent of the chosen son that is playing a role. When the voice came, Qin Yan couldn't help but sigh in his heart. To be honest, he didn't expect that after signing the contract with Luminous, the latter could awaken and evolve again. And in the golden light. Her airport, which had almost no fluctuations, bulged directly. The scale is amazing. The evening dress Luminous originally wore was of tight one. It was very fitting before, but now, bigger. Luminous didn't care about these at all. After she shouted excitedly for a few words, she came directly to Qin Yan. 1313, take a deep breath. Qin Yan almost suffocated just now. But after the contact just now, he was able to confirm it. Well, it's the real stuff. Luminous, are you satisfied now? Then, Qin Yan touched his nose. By the way, I have some delicious food here, I'll give it to you as a gift. As he said that, the abyss magic bag opened automatically. Then, the previous packets of ketchup appeared in Qin Yan's palm, and then he tore them open and applied them on his fingertips. I can't say I'm satisfied, just a little bit. Luminous waved her hand proudly, and wanted to continue to say something, but suddenly, her body went straight down. The next moment. Qin Yan felt a warm feeling on his fingertips. Ozos, Luminous made a weird sound in her mouth, but she supped slowly. After eating all the ketchup on Qin Yan's fingertips, she exclaimed again, there are such delicious things in the world! Short hair. With a slight smile, Qin Yan came to Short Hair, who had been waiting eagerly, and twisted the Pluto ring on her fingertips. Come on, follow me back to the Lord's castle, and let you enjoy the food. But a flash of golden light, the three figures disappeared at the same time. The screen came to the Lord's castle. But I found that Qin Yan was half lying on the throne, with a comfortable look on his face. After all, after returning to the Lord's castle. The place where Qin Yan applied ketchup is not limited to the fingertips. After a long time, a pleasant reminder sound suddenly rang in my ears. Ding dong. Congratulations to the player for exceeding the quota of the Devil's Fury task! Congratulations on obtaining the epic quality building blueprint of the Forest Elves, Well of Eternity. Chapter 116. Epic Architecture, the Well of Eternity. Well of Eternity? Epic quality architectural blueprint of the Forest Elves. The system sound came, and Qin Yan immediately opened the Lord Space. Sure enough, a building blueprint with a faint green light lay quietly in it. Before it was really touched, Qin Yan could feel very clearly that an extremely rich natural energy was spreading outward from the blueprint as the center. This rich natural energy exudes a refreshing breath. It is like blowing air conditioning in hot summer. All mental fatigue is eliminated, and only endless comfort is left. And Qin Yan can even feel the strong magic breath. It can be seen that this architectural blueprint is extraordinary. At this time, the attributes of the blueprint are also displayed in front of Qin Yan. Well of Eternity level. Legendary. Basic function. Dark absorption. Can continuously absorb the dark energy on the continent. Basic function. Natural source. Can convert the absorbed dark energy into pure natural energy, providing powerful vitality recovery for the surrounding friendly creatures. Basic function. Magic source. While providing natural energy, the Well of Eternity also exudes rich magic energy at all times, providing powerful magic power recovery for surrounding friendly units. Basic function. Magic surge. The magic energy emitted will provide powerful magic damage amplification for surrounding military units. Additional function. Huge range. The effect coverage of the Well of Eternity is extremely wide, even a city can be completely covered. Additional function triggered by the god-level talent of the Chosen Sun. Construction materials. Gold 100,000, wood 100,000, ore 100,000, eternal gem 8. Description. The Well of Eternity can provide energy amplification for surrounding friendly units, including vitality, magic power and magic damage, etc. And the amplification effect is extremely powerful. It is an epic quality building of the Forest Elves, but the premise is that the player must have a sufficient number of eternal gems to be qualified to build it. It is indeed an epic quality building of the elves. After checking the properties, Qin Yan's mouth corners could not help but curl up slightly. Originally, he knew very well that the most powerful thing about the Forest Elves was not their individual combat power, but their strong resilience as a whole. In terms of population, the Tree of Life constantly breeds new elves. In terms of military strength, the vitality of the elven troops is also extremely strong. As for resource reserves and territory, the elves only need to absorb the essence of the moon for food on a daily basis. The sky above the territory is also covered with a strong natural barrier formed by the condensation of rich natural energy. There is also the architectural drawing of the Well of Eternity in Qin Yan's hand, which also provides the elves with a full increase in vitality and magic power. The tenacious vitality is matched with an endless supply of magic energy. This is the strength of the Forest Elves. Wait until I build the Well of Eternity. Close in the blueprint attribute panel. Qin Yan was full of confidence. The overall defense capability of the forest fortress can make a qualitative leap. But one thing must be mentioned. Among the construction material requirements of the Well of Eternity, the eternal gems mentioned. This is something Qin Yan has never heard of. Although he attacked a forest elf tribe in his previous life, what Qin Yan obtained at the time were only ordinary building blueprints of the forest elves, and they had not unlocked the high-end technology of their race like now. Eternal gems and the like were also unheard of. But Qin Yan was not panicked at all. Although he didn't know where to find the eternal gems, Trisna, as the goddess of nature, must have magical energy. But at this time, Luminous under him seemed to sense something, and suddenly raised her little head to look at the architectural drawings of the Well of Eternity in Qin Yan's hand, and then suddenly widened her eyes. Is this the Well of Eternity of the Forest Elves? Luminous, you seem to know something about the use of eternity? The next moment, Qin Yan's figure disappeared directly. Okay, Master! Well, I will prepare to build the Well of Eternity next. Description. It is an important material that is indispensable for building the Well of Eternity. Originally, he thought that Luminous only had some knowledge of the eternal gems and could provide relevant clues or information, but Qin Yan did not expect that Luminous actually took out 7 of them in 10 attempts. After the voice fell. Seeing Luminous's surprise, Qin Yan's eyes first flashed with a hint of joy, and then he couldn't help but sigh. For Qin Yan, it is also a priceless treasure. When he appeared again, he had already come to Trisna's side. Please give me flowers, not bars. But at this moment, Qin Yan was in a very good mood. But unexpectedly, Trisna seemed to have sensed it long ago, and the moment she saw Qin Yan, she rushed over. It is the supreme honor of our forest elves to be able to follow you. Nodding in approval, Qin Yan spread his hands helplessly. But there is still a lack of construction materials. Just relying on the intelligence network she established on the continent of the Empire era and her understanding of various things on the continent. Swish. Reply to the Master. These gems are actually eternal gems. Thank you, Luminous. Let's not talk about Luminous's powerful strength. Oh? Eternal Gem. After Qin Yan finished speaking, Luminous' two pointed ears twitched slightly, and then two cute little fangs were revealed. I just happened to have some collections here. After actively expressing her submission, Luminous' attitude towards Qin Yan has changed. She first addressed him respectfully, and then slowly explained to Qin Yan. The Well of Eternity is the ultimate technology mastered by the Forest Elves. It can help the elves to continuously restore natural energy and magical energy, and it has an immeasurable effect on the Forest Elves. 11. Then, several exquisite emerald green gems appeared in Lumina's palm. Master. This is simply a very pleasant thing. Effect. Gem containing endless natural energy and magical energy. Touching Luminous' little head, the latter rubbed against Qin Yan's arm intimately, looking very well behaved. You and Schulter rest here first. I will go to Trisna to discuss some things. 1, 2, 3, there are actually 7. How comfortable it is to have a famous demon king as a maid. After counting them carefully, Qin Yan couldn't help but smile with joy. It takes a total of 8 eternal gems to build the Well of Eternity. Doesn't that mean that I only need to find one more to meet the construction needs? Master, are you talking about the eternal gem? Suddenly, a blood red light flashed. Chapter 117. Exploring the Misty Mountains. That's the situation. After calming down Trisna, Qin Yan took out the 7 eternal gems that Luminous had just given her, and then asked, "So Trisna, do you know where to find the last eternal gem?" You are worthy at being Lord Qin Yan, as you can make the legendary Night Demon Queen take out the treasure. Trisna did not hesitate to show her respect for Qin Yan. Then, she took the eternal gems from Qin Yan's hands with both hands. The next moment, an amazing scene appeared. Buzz. 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 I saw that the palm of Trisna holding the eternal gem suddenly showed emerald green light, and then the extremely rich natural energy rushed out from it. Driven by natural energy. The 7 eternal gems automatically flew up. As if elves were dancing up and down in the air of 177, bringing up streams of emerald green light. In the end, the 7 eternal gems stayed in 7 different positions, as if forming a magic circle. It's just that the magic circle looks a little incomplete. But soon the rich natural energy flowing in the magic circle all rushed to a point in the air, where it condensed into a pure green light ball. The next moment, a rush of light shot up from the light ball. And shot straight to the east of the quiet forest. Ding! Your subordinate Trisna has successfully locked the location of the eternal gem. Accompanied by a pleasant system prompt sound. In the Lord interface, the map is automatically displayed in front of you. In the Misty Mountains area adjacent to the east of the quiet forest, a bright green light flashed. It was the location of the eternal gem. Master. At this time, Trisna also dissipated the magic circle in the air, and then reported to Qin Yan. The last eternal gem is hidden in the Misty Mountains. Very good. Nodding with satisfaction, Qin Yan immediately sent a message to Clay. Because of the contractual relationship, communication was very convenient. Clay, prepare to set off and march into the mysterious mountains. Roar. Almost at the moment when Qin Yan sent the message. A shocking dragon roar came. Boom. 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 Immediately afterwards, the huge body of the Black Dragon Queen landed with a bang, and Yuantan was in a turmoil. The rich dark energy surged in the body of the Black Dragon. No one dared to provoke such a prehistoric beast. Master. Trisna asked, don't you take Luminous with you? As our demon king, she must have more information. No need. Qin Yan glanced at Clay beside him. She couldn't help wanting to fight again. Qin Yan said to Trisna, there is no need to worry anymore. With Clay's strength after awakening again, she will not be at a disadvantage even if she fights many enemies at the same time. Humph. Clay is very proud. She only obeys Qin Yan's command. As for other people, even Trisna, Clay thinks they are competing with her for favor. Master, with Clay here, no one can stop your will! Yes, Clay, I believe you. Qin Yan did not try to suppress Clay's arrogance, because he knew that black dragons were originally a tyrannical race, not to mention that Clay was the queen of the black dragon race. Her every move was full of absolute pride. And what Qin Yan needed was this pride. It was because of this pride that even if Clay encountered a higher level enemy, she still had the ability to defeat it. Anyway, Qin Yan had no intention of training Clay to be an all-round commander-type leader. As long as she could kill the enemy, everything would be fine. Moreover, under the power of the contract, Clay was absolutely obedient to her orders, and there would be no accidents. As for Luminous and Schulter, when I lead Clay and Trisna to the Misty Mountains to find the Eternal Gem, I will let them lead the vampire army to capture the entire Dark Swamp area. There is a demon Omni stationed in the Hell Fortress underground. The dark swamp on the ground has also become a vampire fortress. Under double protection. The gate of the abyss is almost impossible to be captured by the enemy. And when I get the eternal gem hidden in the misty mountains and build the well of eternity, the quiet forest will become an indestructible forest fortress. In this way, I will have 3 fortresses. Qin Yan thought to himself. And if I remember correctly, the dwarves, who are famous for their forging and rune craftsmanship, seem to live in the misty mountains. In the process of searching for the eternal gem this time, we can try to subdue them as well. Let's go. Qin Yan rode on the huge black dragon. Clay, you haven't fought for a long time. The misty mountains will definitely be turned upside down because of your arrival. Roar. Accompanied by a terrifying roar, Clay suddenly spread her wings and flew towards the east of the quiet forest. Soon, a majestic mountain range shrouded in thick white fog appeared in front of her sight. This is the so-called misty mountains. Then, the system sound also sounded in her ears. Ding dong. You have entered a new map, Misty Mountains. The voice came, indicating that Qin Yan had officially entered. However, after entering the Misty Mountains, the flashing emerald green light on the map automatically disappeared. Obviously, the clues provided by the magic circle can only determine the approximate location. The real location of Yonga still needs players to explore it by themselves. Master. At this time, Trisna came to Qin Yan with her elf wings fluttering. I can sense that the eternal gem is hidden in the mountains. If I can get closer, my sense will be stronger. That's not bad. Qin Yan. In that case, let's go in bit by bit. Roar. The voice fell. Clay's huge 3.6 body suddenly landed on a high ground. But the ground in front was a mess. Obviously, there was a battle here not long ago. And after Qin Yan's observation, it can be determined that the hunters here before should be some 3rd level wolf hunters. Sure enough, not long after, Qin Yan rode on Clay and found a gnoll lair in the surrounding area. It was a tribe. It was composed of a large number of gnolls, at least more than 2,000, but with their attributes, they could not cause any substantial damage to Clay. Clay, the next step is up to you. So, Qin Yan immediately ordered. Kill them all. Roar. The first battle in the Misty Mountains began. Chapter 118. Occupy the Wild Nest. Roar. Putting Qin Yan on the high ground, Clay flew into the air and quickly pounced on the gnoll tribe. Woo! Gnolls immediately discovered Clay. They had never seen a black dragon, but the fear of their race instinctively made them flee immediately. But Qin Yan showed no mercy at all. Attack! Clay! Roar. The huge black dragon flew over the tribe, and the dark flames swept across the land. Wherever it passed, the gnolls fell down the moment they were infected. 2,000 gnolls were reduced to ashes in less than half a minute. You are worthy at being Lady Clay. Although she had seen more shocking scenes than this, Trisna looked at Clay with endless shock on her face. Qin Yan did not have much emotional fluctuations. He had expected this scene a long time ago. After all, there was a huge gap between the two sides. Chirp, chirp. But at this time, it seemed that the black dragon breath that Clay spewed out had a large impact range. Thousands of harpies suddenly flew out from the dense forest in front. Harpies are 5th level creatures. They have the head and body of a woman, long hair, bird wings and bronze claws. They are numerous and extremely fast. They even have the ability to control the storm. They just rushed out of the dense forest, but almost in the blink of an eye, they turned into green rays and rushed towards Clay. Get out of here, little flying insect. But Clay was not afraid at all. She spewed dragon breath, then flapped her wings violently. Wherever the wings emitting dark energy swept, the harpies were instantly torn into pieces. The black dragon breath also swept across the air. Hundreds of harpies were melted every time. But Clay was not satisfied with this. She flapped her wings and flew up from the sky, then locked onto the bird pavilion where the harpy lived. Then, a terrifying dark aura quickly condensed in Clay's mouth. Boom. 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 3 huge dragon breath fireballs burning with black flames fell like meteorites. Boom. The next moment, 3 earth-shaking noises shook the entire Misty Mountains, and even the high ground where Qin Yan stood trembled. And in the dense forest. The bird pavilion where the harpy lived was instantly destroyed. Then, the terrifying air wave spread rapidly around the bird pavilion. The harpy in the air had no time to dodge and was directly blown into pieces by the air wave. The thick trees below were also directly broken by the air wave generated by the explosion. It was simply a disaster. Compared with the 14th level dragon, my mountain giant in my previous life was simply scum. Seeing this scene, Qin Yan's blood boiled. With such a powerful weapon in hand. It is only a matter of time to conquer the entire Empire continent. At this time, the pleasant system prompt sound also came to Qin Yan's ears one after another. Found the ownerless bird pavilion, do you want to occupy it immediately? Found the ownerless wolf tribe, do you want to occupy it immediately? In the Empire continent, the player can only lead the army to clean up the entire nest, and then the nest will enter the ownerless state, and then it can be considered as your 10 strongholds. But the wild nest is not so easy to occupy. Even the 3rd level wolf tribe just now, not all of them are ordinary wolf hunters. There are many strong reinforced wolf barbarians, and even elite wolf watchers who were born to cast magic. In addition, there are leader level wolf poachers. Only after killing all the above wolves, you can be considered to have successfully attacked a wild nest. It is conceivable. This is such a difficult thing for ordinary players. But now the terrifying black flames spewed out by clay instantly wiped out all the harpies in the sky and the null hunters on the ground. The system also directly announced these 2 wild nests all belong to Qin Yan's property. Occupy. Out. Qin Yan's voice fell. Suddenly, the mysterious system power enveloped, and the bird pavilion and the null tribe destroyed by clay began to rebuild little by little. It is just that the speed seems very slow. But there is nothing to do about it. If the player only kills the monsters in the wild nest during the attack, and does not cause major damage to the building, the nest will soon be able to provide players with a new type of soldiers. But now Clay's fiery dragon breath just now almost raised the entire dense forest to the ground. Number 8 FL8 equals such serious damage. It will take at least a week to restore it to its original state. Of course, it doesn't matter. Qin Yan's purpose of coming to the Misty Mountains this time is mainly to obtain the eternal gem hidden in it. As for these wild nests, to be honest, except for the nests of some high-level soldiers, which may arouse Qin Yan's interest, low-level nests such as the null tribe and the bird pavilion are completely random. Of course, it does not mean that they are completely worthless. At least in terms of territory population and territory area, there is still a great improvement. Territory upgrade. Territory name. Valina. Current level. Large village. Next level. Primary town. Territory area. 0.2112000 square kilometers. Not yet satisfied. Territory resources. Satisfied. Territory buildings. Satisfied. 690 territory population. 52475680000. Not yet satisfied. The above is the current situation of Valina. After Qin Yan captured the Hellfire Peninsula, the territory level was directly upgraded by 2 stages, so the territory area and population are just starting. But there is no doubt that as the territory level increases, the area and population will only increase faster and faster. For example, the 2 wild nests currently occupied. It directly provides nearly 500 square kilometers of territory area increase. And when the nests are repaired and the jackals and harpies inside are refreshed, the territory population will increase again. In short, this time, in the process of coming to the Misty Mountains to find the eternal gem, it is also a rare opportunity to upgrade the territory level. Clay, come back. Thinking of this, Qin Yan immediately ordered, "Let's continue to attack deeper!" Roar! Master. At this time, Trisna suddenly came to Qin Yan with her delicate elf wings. "I just found a little thing down there. I think you might like it, Master." After she finished speaking, she spread her palm. What appeared in Trisna's palm was a glimmering architectural blueprint. Chapter 119. Strategies for Pegasus Knights. Just at the moment when Trisna handed the glimmering architectural drawings to Qin Yan, a pleasant system sound rang in his ears. Ding dong. Congratulations to player Qin Yan, your subordinate accidentally found a complete architectural drawing while cleaning the battlefield. Storm Wings 1. Storm Wings level. Legendary. Basic function. Magic Wings. Can provide wind magic blessing for flying creatures in the player's territory, making them more agile. Basic function. Small Hurricane. Under the blessing of wind magic, there will be a certain probability of generating hurricanes during flight, causing damage to the enemy. Basic function. Hurricane disorder. Hurricanes will cause additional damage to enemy flying units. Additional function. Wind magic can provide shield bonuses for flying creatures under the player's command and enhance the toughness of their wings. Additional function triggered by the god-level talent of the Chosen Sun. Construction materials. Gold 30,000, wood 50,000, or 10,000, Pegasus Wings 300. Description. Storm winds can bless the flying creatures under the player with wind magic, making them more agile and enhancing their suppression of enemies in the sky. It is a very rare and precious building, but the premise is that the player must have a sufficient number of Pegasus wings, and the team can be qualified to build it. It's actually a building blueprint that provides amplification for flying creatures. After checking the properties of the building blueprint, Qin Yan couldn't help but feel happy. This building blueprint. It must have been when Clay killed the harpy just now. She was lucky and exploded. It can not only improve the agility of our flying troops. It can also cause additional damage to enemy flying creatures. The effect is extremely powerful. I believe that after building this building, no one will be my opponent in future battles between flying troops. Qin Yan couldn't help but close the property panel. As for the Pegasus wings mentioned in the construction materials. He also has a certain understanding. If I remember correctly, it is something that has a chance to drop after killing the Pegasus Knight. The Pegasus Knight is a 7th level creature. It is a beautiful female elf warrior riding a pure Pegasus with double eyes. Although its own attack, defense and health are not too strong, it has extremely terrifying agility. Their flexibility is beyond your imagination, and the number of them in the nest is also extremely amazing. They will dot in the sky, making your ground troops' attacks all miss, and then be shot and killed by them bit by bit. As for the flying troops. With the number of Pegasus Knights, they can directly form an effective formation and then surround and kill the enemy. Unless you have an absolute crushing full stop. Otherwise. It is absolutely asking for trouble to easily go to them. But it just so happens that I just have such a powerful black dragon. Touching Clay's head, Qin Yan recalled the scene where the harpies gathered around the huge black dragon's body, but were easily slaughtered in groups like small flies. He couldn't help but feel absolutely confident. Clay, it's time to trouble that Pegasus. As you wish! Roar. Accompanied by a terrifying roar, Clay continued to go deep into the misty mountains. This was Qin Yan's order. Because he remembered that the nest where the Pegasus Knights lived was a place called the Magic Spring. On the Empire continent, different creatures have different characteristics, and the location of their nests can be inferred from this. For example, the Pegasus Knights that Qin Yan is going to hunt next. Pegasus Knights are born with an incomparably holy and noble aura, so the magic springs where they live are mostly located in some uninhabited mountains or forests on the Empire continent. Although Qin Yan could not be sure whether it existed in the misty mountains. But it would be right to continue moving deeper into the mountains. Master. But at this moment, Trisna suddenly exclaimed, I can sense that there is a magic element surging wildly not far ahead. Is it the eternal gem? No, it should be something else. Nodding, Qin Yan thought to himself, could it be that there is really a magic spring ahead? Splash. Just at this moment, there was a sound of flowing water in front of him. It was a lake. And on the cliff above the lake, there was a waterfall hanging. The sound of the flowing water came from here. But Qin Yan's attention was not on the waterfall. His eyes were fixed on the back of the waterfall. With a naked eye, there was nothing unusual about the waterfall. Clay. But Qin Yan said decisively, the Pegasus Knight's lair is behind the waterfall! Roar. Clay said to Qin Yan's order was not questioned. Ding dong. Found the ownerless magic spring, do you want to occupy it immediately? Then, a pleasant system voice came. But it must be said that the speed of the Pegasus Knights is amazing. After condensing the black dragon breath, she did not fire it immediately. It's a black dragon. The cliff began to collapse directly. Behind the waterfall hanging on the cliff, several small until the water in the lake began to evaporate due to the high temperature emitted by the dragon breath fireball. However, that was all. Clay's strong fighting instinct was reflected. It was the Pegasus Knight Sentinel. Almost at the moment he gave the order, the terrifying black dragon breath began to condense immediately. The terrifying heat wave spread, and the lake below began to roll violently. A loud sound came. But at this moment, instead, she put away the dragon power she exuded, and then slowly approached the waterfall. From this, it can be seen that the black flame dragon breath fireball is terrifying. Boom. But at this time, it was too late. That is the Pegasus Knight's nest. The Pegasus Knight's nest that was revealed had already been destroyed beyond recognition. Although Clay was silent and secretly sprayed out black dragon fireballs, in that almost certain death situation, there were still Pegasus Knights who survived. Black Dragon. Clay's two wings emitting dark energy were like two huge blades. Wherever they passed, the last dozens of Pegasus Knights who survived were instantly turned into fragments. There was only a dull sound. Boom! Enemy attack. And as the waterfall disappeared, the mountain wall behind also appeared. Seeing the huge black dragon, they shouted loudly. The originally refreshing lake water evaporated more than half in an instant. Wang Nyo hey now, gurgle. A giant black flame dragon breath fireball with a radius of nearly 3 meters came out of Clay's mouth, and then like a meteor, it blasted straight into the back of the waterfall. CS Escuchando Western Novela on Canal Distinta Mundo Fanfic Novelas, Significat Lo Descarga and Y Superan Sinisfuet Sot Invitamos Cordialmente Visitar Nuestro Canal. Mundo Fanfic Novelas all encontras la versión original de esta historia y podrás explorar muchas otras novelas de diversos narradores. Te esperamos para sumergirte en un mundo de novelas incredibles. Chapter 120 Storm Winds, successfully built. Occupy. The voice came, and Qin Yan nodded immediately. As soon as the voice fell, the mysterious system power enveloped the lake that was almost dried up and the cliff that could collapse at any time suddenly all belonged to the territory of Valina. Territory upgrade. Territory name. Valina. Current level. Large village. Next level. Primary town. Territory area. 0.1112000 square kilometers, not yet satisfied. Territory resources. Satisfied. Territory buildings. Satisfied. Territory population. 53120480000. Not yet satisfied. After occupying the magic spring, the territory area is increased by nearly 200 square kilometers. As long as this expansion speed is maintained, it is estimated that Valina can be upgraded to the town level today. Close in the Lord interface. Qin Yan couldn't help sighing in his heart. Even if ordinary players launch an attack in the middle of the night when the Pegasus Knight's vision is affected, it is still almost impossible to successfully capture the magic spring. But Qin Yan is different. It should be said that Clay is different. Dragons have very strong perception and night vision. Even in the darkness of the night, when the vision of other flying creatures is weakened, they can easily lock the enemy's position. However, with Clay's top strength as the Black Dragon Queen, there is no need to wait until night. Just firing a few dragon breath fireballs is enough to destroy the world. That's why Qin Yan is so confident. This time, coming to the Misty Mountains to explore will surely expand the territory of Valina, which is already extremely vast, by several levels. But at this time, a pleasant system sound suddenly came. Ding dong. Congratulations to player Qin Yan, you have met the construction qualifications for Storm Winds square bracket exclamation mark. Do you want to build it immediately? When the voice came, Qin Yan was stunned for a moment, and then reacted immediately. It must be because of the huge luck value bonus that the Pegasus Knights that Clay just killed all exploded Pegasus wings, so the construction requirements of Storm Wings were instantly gathered. The god-level talent of the Chosen Son is really wonderful. And at this time, Trisna, with her delicate elf wings fluttering, slowly raised her arms. Suddenly, dozens of brilliant green lights flashed in the dense forest below. They were the elves formed by the condensation of natural energy. The forest elves are indeed full of advantages everywhere. This scene made Qin Yan very satisfied. Originally, the construction of buildings must be completed by migrant workers. This means that if players want to build buildings immediately in the wild, they must be equipped with a team of migrant workers. And the monsters all have fighting instincts. At the moment the battle starts, they will first attack the weak migrant workers. So players also need to allocate a sufficient number of soldiers to protect them. And even so, there are still many migrant workers who die during the battle. It can be said to be extremely troublesome. But Trisna is the goddess of nature. As long as there is a forest, or even as long as there is natural energy, she can summon elves at will, and build buildings, etc. Which is completely easy. Master. At this time, Trisna spoke again. When I first arrived at the Misty Mountains, I had already sent out the elves to sense the location of the eternal gem in the mountains. I took the lead without reporting to you, Master. Please punish me. Punish? With such a well-behaved and sensible subordinate serving me, do I still need to punish him? I can't even praise him enough. Trishana, you did a great job. Thinking of this, Qin Yan immediately stepped forward and touched Trisna's little head. In the future, you'll help me with similar things. To be honest, although Trisna is a goddess of nature, but in Qin Yan's plan, he does not intend to train her to become a combat soldier or a commander. Qin Yan regards Trisna as his personal housekeeper or the leader of the maid team. Her only job is to help him take care of the territory. For fighting, Clay and the others are enough. The elf maid group, let's call it the Pleiades maid group. Qin Yan's mind was full of random thoughts again. At this time, the elves also completely condensed and formed. Hey, hey, hey. The elves jumped out of the dense forest, and then the Storm Wings architectural drawings in Qin Yan's palm automatically flew up. Boom. The earth trembled. Emerald green wind magic energy surged from all around. The Pegasus wings on the ground suddenly swept up. Under the effect of magic energy, they immediately began to condense. Finally, they condensed into a large building in the shape of wings. And Qin Yan also noticed that the number of Pegasus wings swept in far exceeded the 300 units required for materials. This also led to the storm wings created by the elves. Not only does it occupy a larger area and look more majestic, but the wind magic energy it emits is also several times more concentrated. Such a building actually exists. Seeing this scene, Qin Yan reacted immediately. This kind of building is indeed recorded in the official website of the Empire era. The more building materials consumed during the construction process, the more powerful the corresponding building function. However, this kind of building drawings are very rare. In the previous life, among the 10 billion players in the world, almost no one had ever obtained it. Of course, it is already a very difficult task for players to gather construction materials. Collecting materials in excess of the quota or something. Not even 1 out of a million players can do it. But in this life, for Qin Yan, who landed early and was lucky. The more architectural drawings like this, the better. But, just at this time, accompanied by a surge of wind magic energy, the storm wings have been completely built. Then a layer of wind magic energy film that can be clearly seen by the naked eye covers the surface of Trisna's beautiful elf wings. While providing a huge agility bonus. It also makes Trisna's elf wings more exquisite and beautiful. In addition, when fighting against the enemy, there is a chance of hurricanes. This is absolutely a devastating blow to the enemy's air force. Oh, why is it so itchy all of a sudden? But Clay seems a little uncomfortable. The 2 huge flesh wings flapped up and down, but they could not get rid of the blessing of wind magic. This scene made Qin Yan and Trisna laugh at the same time. Hey. The elves all conveyed the breath of God and joy. But at this time, suddenly another pleasant system sound rang in Qin Yan's ears. Chapter 121 Orange Hero, Silver Wing Shelter. Ding dong. The elf plane senses your powerful military force, and a powerful elf hero wants to pledge allegiance to you. Do you agree? Hero. Hearing the system prompt, Qin Yan was stunned for a moment, and then a burst of surprise and joy surged in his heart. It's actually a hero. In the Empire era continent, the leader of a branch of the army cannot be called a hero. Like Qin Yan had previously subdued the centaur leader, Clears. Although she had the agility aura, it could only bless the centaur troops. Other troops under Qin could not enjoy the aura effect at the same time. But heroes are different. Even the white hero with the lowest rarity also has a unique war aura. Players only need to arrange the army for the hero to command. Even if it is an army composed of different arms. It can still enjoy the war aura effect blessing possessed by the hero. This is the power and uniqueness of the hero. But the conditions for recruiting heroes are very harsh. In addition to the low probability event of military deterrence, players can only have the qualifications to build a hero altar after the territory is upgraded to a town or above, and the territory area, territory population, resource reserves, and military strength are all up to standard. Only then can they have the qualifications to build a hero altar and randomly recruit heroes in a hero altar. And there is also the most important point. That is the building drawings that no one can escape. If the player does not have the building drawings of the hero altar, then even if all the conditions of the territory are met, everything is still out of the question. Anyway, Qin Yan had never heard of anyone successfully building a hero altar in his previous life. Even those players who first landed on the Empire era continent and built an empire. There was still no hero altar in their territory. This shows how rare the hero altar is. But in this life, Qin Yan, with the huge lucky bonus of the god-level talent of the Chosen Son, I may have a chance to become the first person in the Empire era continent. And now the elf hero who was intimidated by the Force and wanted to pledge allegiance to Qin Yan was the beginning of Qin Yan's creation of a hero army. Agree. Out. Qin Yan's voice fell. Tap. Top. A female elf riding a Pegasus, emitting a holy glow, walked towards Qin Yan in the sky. She had long light golden hair, a flawless white face, pointed elf ears and feathers, and wore a light golden armor and skirt. She looked very heroic, beautiful but majestic. As for the Pegasus under him, it was also extremely beautiful. There was an extra golden horn in the middle of its forehead. The silver wings spread out, occupying the entire sky. Each feather was as white as crystal. It made the woman riding on him even more inviolable. Pegasus Knight Hero, Alice, meet the Lord! I am your Lord, Qin Yan. Nodding, Qin Yan was ready to check the hero's attributes. But at this moment, suddenly, a dazzling golden light burst out from Alice's body. And Qin Yan could feel it immediately. Alice's breath surged at a speed visible to the naked eye. Ding dong. Congratulations to player Qin Yan. During the process of signing a contract with Alice, Alice successfully awakened and evolved into the Silver Wing Queen! Ding dong. Congratulations to player Qin Yan. Your subordinate Alice successfully awakened a powerful hero talent during the evolution process. Silver Wing Protection. Alice gender: female. Race: Pegasus Knight. Rank: 10th level hero unit. Hero class: Silver Wing Queen. Rarity: Orange. Level: 1 health, 1000 magic points, 200 attack power, 50 defense power, 25 attributes: strength 30, constitution 25, agility 50, intelligence 30. Racial talent: Silver Wing Blade. Alice's attacks will damage the enemy in the form of long-range blades. Racial ability: Silver Wing Speed up. After release, Pegasus wings will radiate holy light, providing a huge agility bonus. Racial ability: Silver Wing Feather Blade. Release a rain of blades to the target area, causing heavy damage to all enemies in the area. Hero talent: Silver Wing Shelter. The troops led by Alice will be completely immune to control effects. In the Empire continent, creatures all have a certain degree of wisdom. At this time, Alice has completely mastered the new power after awakening and evolution. Alice will charge for you, no matter what. The effects of these talents are extremely powerful. Description: Silver Wing Queen Alice is a hero belonging to player Qin Yan, with powerful hero talents. Command number: 20,000. They will also inquire about the strength of other tribes around. Although Trisna has sent out elves to explore the way in the Misty Mountains. After some communication, Alice suddenly flew into the sky and flew quickly towards the depths of the Misty Mountains. If Alice remembers correctly, there may be something you need over there. What Qin Yan wants to get is mainly the clues of the Eternal Gem. Until now, Qin Yan still couldn't help but sigh in his heart. And now Bethel knows the Misty Mountains best. Not let the troops led by Alice be completely immune to control-type magic. They will also collect intelligence. There is also a defensive source of life, which provides a continuous source of vitality recovery for all the soldiers led by him. Qin Yan looked at Alice's attributes and couldn't calm down for a long time. The charge was interrupted, and the condensed momentum was directly stopped. Nodding, Qin Yan seemed to suddenly think of something. By the way, Alice, as a hero of the Pegasus Knights, you should also know more about the race information, right? Yeah, I believe you. In addition, Alice has the ability of Silver Wings to accelerate the race. The hero talent of Silver Wings Protection is the so-called War Aura. In the future, the charged group led by Alice will become a sharp knife that will directly stab into the heart of the enemy legion. If we say that on the battlefield, the thing that the Night Charge group fears most is the control effect. So as to determine where their own tribe is in the food chain in the current area. In simple terms, who can be bullied and who can't be provoked. Qin Yan had heard of many hero talents in his previous life. Thank you, Master, for giving me powerful strength. It must be the natives in the Misty Mountains. Master. And Alice did not disappoint Qin Yan. But it is not the first time that he has seen the talent of immunity to control effects. Please give me flowers among them. The more famous one is the Damage Splash talent, which can make the attacks of all the soldiers led by him cause damage to multiple enemies around him at the same time. So immunity to control is simply a top-notch effect for the Night Charge group. It's worthy of being an orange hero. Chapter 122. The dwarves live in the mountains. Clay, hurry up. Roar. Qin Yan rode Clay and followed Alice closely. It must be said that the heroes are very smart. Although Alice had never seen the Eternal Gem, after sensing the rich natural energy and magic aura emanating from the gem, she immediately locked a location in the Misty Mountains with the racial memory in her mind. Master. And as they got closer, Trisna's expression gradually became firm. The area ahead is indeed emitting powerful natural magic power at all times. Very good. For a moment, Qin Yan was also slightly excited. The Well of Eternity is an epic level building of the Forest Elves. The vitality and magic power recovery it provides, as well as the additional magic damage bonus, are the most indispensable things for the Forest Elves. If Qin Yan can build it, the overall defense capability of the Forest Fortress will be improved by several levels again. This is definitely something worth celebrating for Qin Yan, who is preparing to build the Quiet Forest as his base camp. Master. At this time, Alice in front also slowly slowed down. We will be there soon. A spring appeared in front. The extremely clear spring water continuously gushed out from the mountain. And the largest spring in the middle was shining with bursts of emerald green light. Qin Yan glanced over and was immediately delighted. The thing that was floating above the spring due to the constant impact of the water flow, shining with emerald green light. It was the Eternal Gem that Qin Yan needed. Master, I will get it for you. At this time, seeing the joyful look on Qin Yan's face, Alice knew that she had not led the wrong way, and immediately drove the silver-winged Pegasus under her, flying towards the spring with bursts of holy light. It was that the silver-winged acceleration skill had been activated. Originally, Alice, as a hero of the Pegasus Knight family, had extremely strong agility. Now with the skill bonus of the silver-winged acceleration and the wind magic energy bonus of the storm wings. At this moment, Alice burst out with speed. It can only be described as terrifying. But a flash of silver light, Alice disappeared directly from the spot. When she reappeared, she was already carrying the eternal gem and returned to Qin Yan. Alice, are you performing magic for me? The whole process was completed in the blink of an eye, and Qin Yan didn't even see it clearly. The effect of silver wing acceleration is simply too terrifying. Ding dong. Congratulations to player Qin Yan, you have met the construction qualifications for Eternal U !! Do you want to build it immediately? When the voice came, Qin Yan felt comfortable. This is the benefit of landing in advance. No one will compete with you for the precious treasures hidden in some areas. As long as you have enough strength and a little bit of luck, you'll definitely have a good start. In the previous life, Qin Yan entered late, and the precious opportunities had already been occupied by others. Even if he risked his life to fight for the treasures, they were not necessarily as precious as the players who landed on the mainland at the beginning of the previous life. But now, all the benefits are up to Qin Yan. Alice, thanks to you this time. After receiving the eternal gem, Qin Yan couldn't help but praise. It is Alice's honor to help the master solve problems! Trisna, take these eternal gems and go back to build the Well of Eternity. Nodding with satisfaction, Qin Yan ordered again. I plan to take this opportunity to subdue the dwarves in the Misty Mountains. The Well of Eternity provides powerful vitality and magic power for friendly units in the surrounding area, so it is natural to choose to build it at the base camp. And in addition to this, the dwarves in the Misty Mountains, Qin Yan also plans to subdue them. After all, in Qin Yan's memory, the forging technology mastered by the dwarves is completely unmatched in the entire Empire continent. And Qin Yan remembered that the dwarves also mastered unique rune technology. If Qin Yan had not been busy with other things before, he would have brought Clay to subdue this race that is so helpful to the construction of the territory. Of course, it is not too late now. Yes, Master. Respectfully accepting the 8 eternal gems, Trisna said seriously. Trisna will never let you down. For Qin Yan, the Well of Eternity is certainly very important, but if you want to say who wants to build it the most, it must be Trisna. After all, the Well of Eternity is an epic quality building of that forest elves. Trisna is the goddess of natural elves. It is an absolute supreme honor for her to be able to build such a building for the race. Of course, this is also what Qin Yan is very happy to see. The territory is strong, and he as the Lord is naturally stronger. Yes, go quickly. Qin Yan nodded. Be careful on the road. Yes. As soon as the voice fell, Trisna immediately fluttered her beautiful elf wings, turned into a dazzling green light, and flew rapidly towards Valena. Dwarves are an ancient race on the continent in the Empire era. Although they are short and rough, they are strong and brave, unrestrained, and hard-working. They hold their battle axes and hammers high, fight side by side with other races, and stick to the lawful camp together. Retracting his thoughts, Qin Yan began to recall the relevant situation of the dwarves in his previous life. And the dwarves also master the top weapons and armor forging technology in the entire continent, are good at smelting and construction, and have superb ore mining and jewelry making skills. In short, if you can establish an alliance with the dwarves, or conquer them, Qin Yan, then the benefits that players can get are absolutely unimaginable. And this is the reason why Qin Yan wants to conquer the dwarves so much. 5.2 As for the location where the dwarves live in the Misty Mountains, maybe Alice can provide some effective clues again. Master, if Alice heard correctly. Feeling Qin Yan's gaze, Alice immediately reacted. You just said that you were going to conquer the dwarves in the Misty Mountains, right? Yes. Qin Yan didn't explain too much, and nodded directly. Alice, do you know where those dwarves like? I seem to remember that they like to open up mysterious kingdoms underground in the mountains, right? At the end, Qin Yan added. You are worthy at being the master. Alice nodded respectfully, then stretched out her slender jade finger and pointed to the ground under her feet. You're right, the dwarves live in the mountains. Chapter 123. Clearing a rock gleams. Your little guy. Looking at Alice's cute appearance, Qin Yan couldn't help but step forward and scratch her little nose. Can you also escape underground? Tell the truth. Qin Yan knew that the dwarves yearn for a peaceful life, so they like to hollow out an entire mountain range and then open up a mysterious kingdom in the mountain. But the problem came. It is precisely because the dwarves are so tired at war. So when they built a kingdom in the mountains, they would rely on exquisite construction technology to set the entrance of the kingdom very hidden. Unless the dwarves take the initiative to deal with you. Otherwise. It is almost impossible for outsiders to find the road leading to their mountain kingdom. Alice, do you know where there are dwarves on the ground? Thinking of this, Qin Yan couldn't help asking again. Maybe we can try to catch a dwarf to lead the way? Master, you are still too kind. But Clay was already impatient. Let me do it directly. My black flame dragon breath can burn through the mountain wall. 29. Forget it. Imagining a huge black dragon with a body size of nearly 60 meters, spewing black flame dragon breath towards the main body of the mountain, and then going deeper and deeper, Qin Yan's scalp tingled. In that case, won't the dwarves fight with us? Although it is destined to win. But this is not the situation Qin Yan wants to see. What he needs is for the dwarves to serve the territory willingly and choose to follow him. If it is solved by violence, it will be counterproductive. Master, what Master Clay said is right. At this time, Alice pulled Qin Yan's arm. We only need to penetrate the mountain wall a little bit, and the dwarves will come out soon. Boom. Just at this moment. Without waiting for Qin Yan asked, and the ground beneath his feet suddenly trembled. Then, the ground suddenly collapsed. But what was surprising was that after the ground collapsed, it condensed again. Feet, body, hands, head. Rocks and sand gathered together, and parts began to condense one by one, and what was finally condensed was actually a rock giant. Rock puppet grade. 6th level elite. Level 4, 20 attack power, 160 200 defense power, 200 health value, 50,000 magic value, 2,000 racial talent. Immune shell. Puppet is immune to magic damage. Racial ability. Throwing flying stones. Throwing a large stone at the target can cause decent damage and stun effect. Racial ability. Thunder strike. Use a heavy body to hit the ground, and the vibration will cause damage to surrounding units. Description. It is composed of huge rocks under the action of magic power, and it has powerful combat power. Inanimate and puppet. It turned out to be a rock puppet. After checking the properties, Qin Yan suddenly realized. Puppet-type creatures are very common on the continent of the Empire era. They are puppets, so they are completely immune to magic. It is precisely because of this special property that they are usually set up to guard forbidden areas. I didn't expect that they would exist in this underground area. And at this time. Accompanied by the rock puppets standing up one by one. The sharp system sound also sounded in Qin Yan's ears. Warning. Because you took away the eternal gem, the surrounding rock puppets have awakened. Players, please prepare for defense or in time! Clay, use dragon form to deal with them. The voice came, and Qin Yan immediately ordered. These rock puppets are naturally immune to magic. Even Clay's fiery dragon breath needs to burn for a while before their bodies can be broken. And the huge black dragon body is very likely to be hit by the stones they throw. Although it is definitely impossible to cause substantial damage to Clay, it still looks a bit embarrassing. It is better to let Clay transform into the dragon princess form and directly confront them head on. Blast them with your fists. Roar! As you wish. A shocking dark storm surged. The silver-haired girl holding the black flame dragon spear, wearing a black battle armor and a battle skirt, slowly walked out of the dark storm. It was Clay in the dragon princess form. Boom. 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 The tall rock puppets immediately found Clay, and they all raised their feet and stepped heavily on Clay with amazing momentum. Get out of my way. Clay raised her hand, and the black flame dragon spear immediately extended to 3 meters long. The spear was completely black, but the surface was wrapped with mysterious dark golden patterns, and then penetrated the entire body of the rock puppet from bottom to top. Boom. The latter's huge body instantly disintegrated. But the dark energy contained in the dragon spear did not dissipate. Ha! Clay jumped high with the black flame dragon spear, and then suddenly slammed into the ground. The earth trembled, and the hideous and terrifying gullies were centered on Clay, like ripples, spreading to the surroundings layer by layer. Where it passed, the huge bodies of the rock puppets instantly disintegrated. After a long time, the energy storm gradually subsided. The rock puppets were scattered into rubble all over the ground. With a light sweep of the dragon spear, it completely turned into sky-annihilating powder. Master. In mid-air, Alice looked at the scene below, her eyes filled with endless shock. This is the power that Lady Clay controls. Knowing that Alice is a subordinate subdued by Master Qin Yan, Clay did not exert dragon power on her before. But during the battle 187 the dragon power in Clay's body naturally emanated. Although it was a friendly unit. But at this moment Alice was still frightened and her face turned pale. Don't be afraid, Clay won't hurt you. Qin Yan sat behind Alice and rubbed her little head soothingly. And one day, you'll be as powerful as her. As the Queen of Silver Winds, Alice is absolutely top-notch in terms of qualifications and abilities in all aspects. As long as she is trained a little. In the future, she will definitely be a powerful general who kills all sides on the battlefield. Yeah. Hearing this, Alice nodded solemnly. I want to become strong as soon as possible so that I can protect my master! Haha. I'm very satisfied that you have such an awareness. At this time, the mysterious system power swept over. The bodies of the rock puppets on the ground were blown away by the wind. But Qin Yan saw it clearly. As the bodies of the rock puppets disappeared. A building blueprint shining with brilliant golden light gradually appeared in sight. Then, a pleasant system prompt sounded in the ears. Ding dong. Congratulations to the player, your subordinates have successfully killed the rock puppets! Congratulations on obtaining the complete building blueprint, Earth Altar 1. Chapter 124. The Altar of the Earth, Conquering the Mountain Giant. Earth Altar Level. Legendary. Basic Function. Puppet Guard. A certain number of rock puppet guards can be generated around the player's building. Basic Function. Strengthen Skin. Reduce the damage received by the player's soldiers when attacked by 20%. Basic Function. Resistance Skin. Increase the resistance of the player's soldiers to magic, so that they can have the same magic resistance as heroes. Additional Function. Negative Resistance. A temporary immune shell can be added to the mount units in the player's territory, making them immune to any negative magic for a short period of time. Additional Function triggered by the God-level talent of the Unchosen Sun. Construction Materials. Gold 80,000, wood 30,000, ore 50,000, rock puppet fragment 300, mountain giant soul essence 20. Description. The Earth Altar is formed by the condensation of Earth element energy. It can reduce a lot of damage for your troops. It is a very precious and rare building, but the premise is that the player must master the power to defeat the giants. The above is the architectural attribute of the blueprint in Qin Yan's hand. Strengthening Skin, Resistance Skin, and the triggered negative resistance function can all help Qin Yan's troops improve their defense capabilities, which is extremely powerful. As for building materials. After Clay cleared the rock puppets, the fragments of 300 units have been collected. In other words, Qin Yan only needs to find the mountain giant's nest next. Then collect their soul essence. Then he has the qualifications to build the Earth Altar. Mountain Giant. Suspended in the air, Qin Yan looked at the majestic misty mountains in front of him, and his thoughts were slightly scattered. After all, in his previous life, he relied on a mountain giant under his command to survive in the end of the world. Although he died in the end. With that memory. Until now, it still lingers in my heart. Master. But at this time, Clay soft call woke Qin Yan up. Those mountain giants like to disguise themselves as huge rocks. As long as we continue to go deeper along the mountains, we will definitely be able to find their nests. Ms. Clay is right. Alice also added, Master, although I don't know the location of the entrance to the Dwarf Kingdom, these giants in the mountains may hide clues. Yeah, let's go. Qin Yan nodded. Try to capture the mountain giant's nest before dark. He already understood what Alice meant. With the exquisite construction technology mastered by the dwarves, if you want to find the entrance to their mountain kingdom, you can only use force to deter them. At first, the jackals on the ground, the rock puppets hidden underground, and now the mountain giants who were ready to be captured, live deep in the mountains. Step by step towards the mountains. Go deeper into the mountains little by little. Show supreme power. This is the best way to make the brave and warlike dwarves surrender. What's more, Qin Yan has never been a hesitant person. The mountain giant's confidant is a thing of the past. The guardian beside him now is already the top level 14th level Black Dragon Queen. Roar. The next moment, a black dragon nearly 60 meters high soared into the sky, hovering over the misty mountains, and began to look for the traces of the mountain people. There. Soon, Clay found something. On the vast rock wall. Dozens of giant rocks are neatly arranged. Boom, boom, boom. But as Clay approached, the whole mountain trembled. In the blink of an eye, the dozens of giant rocks before immediately turned into huge monsters. They were huge and strong, at least 20 meters high, waving heavy and huge giant stone cones in their hands. It was Qin Yan's target this time, the mountain giant. Mountain giant. Rank. 8th level elite. Race. Giant. Level 4, 20 attack power, 240-300 defense power, 300 HP. 2,000,000 magic value, 5000 racial talent, earth blessing. Any damage received will be reduced by 30% racial ability. Trample. Causes heavy damage and stun effect to surrounding units. Racial ability. Landslide. After the death of the mountain giant, it will cause indiscriminate heavy damage to all surrounding units and buildings. Description. Mountain giants are quiet by nature and like to blend in with nature comfortably, but they have strong bodies and are loyal guardians of the goddess of the earth. Warning. Your black dragon is alarmed. The mountain giant's exclamation mark. Your troops are about to be attacked. Please prepare for defense in advance. Shark system sounds came one after another, announcing the start of the battle. Hand over your soul essence. Clay never took enemies weaker than her seriously. She could only treat them with caution. The only top soldiers who were equally powerful were the mountain giants. At the moment, these huge mountain giants were still not qualified to be taken seriously. And at this moment, suddenly, all the mountain giants on the rock wall below are suddenly covered with a layer of green like film, and their originally heavy bodies became sluggish again. Occupy. Dragon claws, wings, dragon breath, and endless dark energy were released at the same time. Bang. Bang. At this time, Clay had already started fighting with the mountain giants. Now all belong to the territory of Valana. That's why the sky collapsed and the earth cracked, and sand and rocks flew. Ding dong. Found a knownless mountain giant nest. Do you want to occupy it immediately? Roar. Also suddenly burst out with brilliant golden light. When the voice came, Qin Yan was immediately delighted. With Qin Yan, the elf Qin Yan battle, the mobility of the mountain giants was weakened again. The sharp dragon claws passed through the bodies of the mountain giants, and their rock bodies immediately began to fall apart. The battle with the mountain giants. Ding dong. Affected by a title of elf king, the mountain giant's ability to move has been completely weakened. The mysterious system power enveloped. The voice came. Qin Yan nodded immediately. The mountain giants believe in the goddess of the earth. They will never surrender to the forest elves until the moment when nature is about to be destroyed. At the same time, but Clay did not stop. As soon as the work fell. But. This will definitely be beneficial to Clay's next battle. The entire rock barrier where the mountain giants had previously lived. In the black dragon state, Clay's body is at least more than 60 meters, even the huge mountain giants are nearly 3 times longer than them. Now, the architectural drawings of the earth altar in Qin Yan's palm. Clay crushed with an absolute winner. Boom. 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 Oh. The title of Elf King has such an effect. Chapter 125. Sudden attack, electric lizard. It is worthy at being a top-level black dragon of the 14th level. Looking at the giant's body fragments scattered all over the ground, Qin Yan couldn't help but sigh in his heart. He still remembered the time. In order to subdue the wild mountain giant, he mobilized all the military forces of the territory, but in the end he still paid a very painful and heavy price in the process. But the result is now. The mountain giants that were still majestic before have all turned into rubble all over the ground. Their soul essence has also become Qin Yan's trophy. And all this, but in less than 10 minutes. The 14th level black dragon queen as a guardian. It is so cool. At this time, a pleasant system sound came. Ding dong. Congratulations to the player, Earth altar has been successfully built. The voice came, and Qin Yan looked down. Sure enough, during the time he sighed. A giant altar nearly 10 meters high, emitting rich earth elements, has been built. Thank you for your hard work. Qin Yan looked at the dozens of elves around the altar. They were just a bunch of stars now. Only with the passage of time, the elves would gradually grow limbs and finally become big elves in human form. This is how the forest elves are bred. Except for the royal elves, all forest elves are bred from the tree of life. And Qin Yan is the king of elves. He is also the only male elf in the forest elf tribe 253. Like the goddess of nature, Trishna, he has gradually acquired the ability to summon elves. In this way, the building of Xudu can be built anytime and anywhere. He secretly admired in his heart, and then Qin Yan's eyes fell on Clay. Because he noticed that at this time, a faint grey-brown energy layer had appeared on the surface of Clay's huge black dragon body. It was the effect of the earth altar. Skin reinforcement. Resistance reinforcement. It will not affect the soldiers' actions, but it can help them reduce the large amount of damage they suffer. The effect is extremely powerful. But. and at this time suddenly an astonishing light appeared. A deep yellow light burst out from the center of the earth altar. The yellow light looked very ancient and gave people a very calm feeling. Boom. 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 Then, statues appeared directly from the periphery of the altar, breaking out of the ground, and rich earth magic elements swept here. A rock puppet more than 10 meters high broke out of the ground. This is a puppet god, condensed from the earth element. The surface is covered with granite, which is more powerful than ordinary rock puppets. The elf girls in Valina must be scared by these rock puppets. Qin Yan was very satisfied with the scene in front of him. These rock puppets were guarding the building. Any enemy who dared to approach would suffer a heavy blow from them. The comprehensive defense capability of the territory was rising rapidly. Territory upgrade. Territory name: Valina. Current level: large village. Next level: primary town. Territory area: 0.981200 square kilometers. Not yet satisfied. Territory resources: satisfied. Territory buildings: satisfied. Territory population: 57254780000. Not satisfied yet. Qin Yan: in this way, I can also start to build a human army. Electric lizards. But at this moment, Clay suddenly roared, and the rich dark energy rushed out of her body, and then gathered in front of Qin Yan to form an energy shield. Roar. However, for Qin Yan, who mastered the thunder resistance skill from Lanyang, these arcs could not cause any substantial damage at all. Thinking of this, Qin Yan was eager to try. Seeing this scene, Qin Yan frowned immediately. Almost at the moment when the dark energy shield appeared, a fierce lightning like a sharp sword came from the bottom of the rock wall. And the identities of these monsters were instantly known to almost everyone when they saw a row of sawtooth live backthorns on their backs. Qin Yan is the first player in the Empire continent to upgrade the territory level to the town level. He also has the added bonus of the god-level talent of the Unchosen Sun. Boom. Dip. Clay sensed the crisis. Roar. Moreover, at the moment of lightning strike. Keep going at this efficiency. Town level territories are like a watershed. Maybe I can get some god-level treasures. At this moment, Qin Yan couldn't help but open the Lord interface again. After seeing that the area and population figures have been improved again, he couldn't help but smile with satisfaction again. Maybe this trip to explore the Misty Mountains can upgrade Valina to the town level. And in addition, before this, no matter how lucky the players are, they will never be able to get these building blueprints, and the soldiers will not be able to master the corresponding special abilities. Qin Yan recalled the memories in his mind. But after reaching the town level, the overall strength of the human soldiers, JDG, that the players first mastered will undergo a drastic change. Although Brian and others who followed Qin Yan when he first created the territory had already drunk the blood of the devil and awakened and transformed into the demon race. But this does not mean that all the soldiers under Qin Yan's command have been transformed into demons. In the center of the quiet forest, which is where Qin Yan first created the territory, the human warriors are still being produced continuously. It is just because Qin Yan focuses on the construction of the outer Elven Forest. So he doesn't go back to check often. But when Valina is upgraded to the town level, he will definitely still create a human army. After all, the human race is full of infinite possibilities. Glorious and resolute is there. So on this exploration trip to the Misty Mountains, we should try to reach the requirements for territory upgrade as soon as possible and upgrade the territory to the town level. She flapped her wings and rushed towards the direction of the lightning strike. Sure enough, it turned out that, at some point, in terms of military types, but Clay was still furious about this. She would never allow anyone to hurt her master Qin Yan, even if they had this intention. In the Empire Age, if the player upgrades the territory to the town level, he can unlock various human technologies, such as turrets, griffin cages, restaurants, harbors, Hall of Valor, etc. In the blink of an eye, she brought Qin Yan to a safe place. The sudden lightning attack was easily resolved. Dozens of giant lizards had appeared under the rock wall. In short, Alice immediately released the silver wings to accelerate and turned directly into a silver light. The violent thunder and the dark energy shield collided with each other, and countless arcs of fierce momentum burst out. You can also unlock lancers, holy priests, outstanding swordsmen, griffin knights, etc. In short. Chapter 126. Brand new blueprint, laser turret. Electric lizards are giant lizards that live on rocks. It is said that they have the power of lightning and storms. They are mainly divided into three types: lightning lizards, thunder lizards, and storm giant lizards. When they grow up, their size can reach more than 20 meters, and their weight is amazing. And now the lightning attack on Qin Yan was launched secretly. It was launched by the giant lizards under the rock wall. Electric lizard grade. Elite level 10 race. Kodo. Level 4, 20 attack power. 380 defense power. 300 health value. 25000 magic value. 30,000 race talent. Lightning shield. This layer of lightning shield surrounds the body, completely immune to thunder magic damage and can cause 2% magic damage per second to surrounding units. Race ability. Thunder tread. Use the heavy body to stomp the ground. The vibration caused by it causes heavy damage to surrounding units and stuns them for 4 seconds. Racial ability. Ruthless devour. Devour a non-hero target unit of a lower grade, and slowly digest it at a rate of 1% per second. Racial ability. Lightning chain. Fires a fierce lightning bolt, and after the explosion, it will burst out endless arcs, jumping continuously on nearby enemies. Description. Electric lizards are huge lizards that master the power of thunder and lightning storms. Don't anger them easily. It has to be said that the electric lizards are extremely powerful. With their huge size and amazing health, there is almost no creature that can threaten their survival. In addition, the lightning magic they master is definitely a nightmare for the enemy. But that is for ordinary troops. Close in the attribute panel of the electric lizard. Qin Yan's eyes are full of absolute confidence. As the Black Dragon Queen who is inherently immune to magic, Clay is completely inherently restrained when facing these electric lizards! Dare to hurt the master. At this time, Clay's huge Black Dragon body has also arrived above the electric lizards. Die. Boom. 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 The voice fell. The dark area spread toward the ground below, and instantly enveloped all the electric lizards in it. An endless dark energy storm swept across. Woo, woo. Crack. Some of the larger electric lizards fired thunder and lightning at Clay in the air in pain. The terrifying arc of electricity crossed the sky and fell heavily on Clay's body. But the effect was minimal. Roar. On the contrary, Clay's breath of black flame dragon swept directly among the electric lizards, and more than a dozen electric lizards turned into shriveled corpses. At the same time, the electric lizards in the dark area eventually turned into thousands of shriveled corpses. Until the end, the storm stopped. Under the rock wall, the huge corpses of the electric lizards piled up like a mountain. Then, the pleasant system sound rang in my ears one after another. Ding dong. Congratulations to the player, your Black Dragon successfully killed Electric Lizard 1, and gained 3000 experience points. Ding dong. Congratulations to the player, your Black Dragon level has been upgraded, current level V21. The voice came, and brilliant golden light rose from the huge Black Dragon's feet. The huge size was improved again. The range of the dark energy storm became wider and wider. This is the power of dragon creatures. You only need to continuously upgrade your level. You can continuously gain power from your blood. You can get an all-round combat power improvement. Sure enough, for this kind of life-type creature, the dark field is the most powerful means of killing. This scene also made Qin Yan feel extremely relieved. It is hard to imagine how powerful the racial ability will be when Clay awakens her bloodline next time. However, as Clay reaches level 20 and awakens again, her current level increase speed is a big slow. Even if she kills a level 10 electric lizard, she only gets 3000 experience points for each one. If she wants to awaken her bloodline again, it will probably take a long time. Of course, with the lifespan of dragons, they can live for at least thousands or even tens of thousands of years. Clay's current situation is equivalent to a 15 or 16-year-old girl in the human world. There are still countless years to awaken her bloodline. And speaking of this, there is one thing that must be mentioned. After I obtained the 3 titles of Elf King, Dragon God and Abyss Lord, my lifespan has been infinitely extended. Take the Elf King for example. Please give me flowers. Not the average lifespan of forest elves is over hundreds of years. The lifespan of the elven royal family is even higher. For example, Trisna. Before evolving into the goddess of nature, she had lived for hundreds of years, but compared to the thousands of years of lifespan of forest elves, this age is nothing. And when the Empire continent descends upon the real world in the future, as the Elf King, Qin Yan does not need to worry about aging naturally like humans. What's more, he has the blood of dragons and demons flowing in his body. His lifespan is endless. So I just need to seize the time now, turn the territory into an indestructible and invincible empire, and monopolize all precious resources in my hands. Qin Yan. Then when the new era comes, I will be the supreme overlord that no one can match. Nord Master. At this time, Clay also returned to Qin Yan. I have cleaned up all those stinky reptiles. Stinky reptiles. Qin Yan blushed slightly when he heard this. The electric lizards just now were at least 20 meters in size. No matter where they were on the continent, they would definitely be something that others would not dare to provoke easily. But when they came to Clay, they turned into reptiles. This name is really very appropriate. Qin Yan smiled slightly. But at this time, Alice under him suddenly exclaimed, "Master, what do you think that is?" Qin Yan looked at it and his eyes lit up slightly. I saw a gust of wind sweeping past. The corpses of the electric lizards on the ground quickly dissipated. Then a building drawing with a bright golden light gradually appeared in sight. "Alice, go and take a look." "Yes, master." But a flash of silver light. Alice disappeared from the spot. When she reappeared, she had already come to the corpses of the electric lizards. Sensing the player approaching. The architectural blueprint on the ground automatically flew up. Then a pleasant system prompt sounded. Ding dong. "Congratulations to the player, you have obtained the complete architectural blueprint, Laser Turret 1. It's actually a turret." Qin Yan was slightly stunned when he heard this. But soon an unconcealable smile appeared on his face. "Findes capture no much as great as Pelaga has to el final. No se indeed all like busgasms contendo exclusive yxo in medito. Siascravata news teropatrian. Recurada, card alike, siascripsino donakin nos anima continue. Great as a todos nos vemos on elpsmovdo.